Alrighty, hello and welcome everyone. Hope we're all doing very well today. Apologies, started a little bit later. Just as I went live on the previous one, now I've had to reset the whole thing. My computer crashed, so I basically lost everything. So had to remake the stream and then re-upload it so you guys can all find it. So yep, sorry about that. Don't know what happened. There seems to be a bit of an interactional problem with Discord and my computer, where sometimes Discord just kind of goes weird and then just kind of breaks my computer, and then the only way to fix it is just to reset my computer. So I need to find some way to solve that, and I don't know the answer yet. So yes, welcome everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Hello, Matthew. We also have sorry, my eyesight. Peyton Horst. How we doing, man? How we doing, Horst? I'm gonna call you Horst. How we doing, Horst? Greetings again, indeed. Greetings again. Apologies for the mixed start. A couple of issues going through there. A little bit annoying actually, but it's not a lot you can do about it. Thank you very much. Don't need that. Right, so we're going to go through here to the ladder, and we're going to see who's playing. So we can see here, I tried to message some of my guys to see who's on and who's playing. It looks like we have Wickedy going up against Tids Demon N. Okay, not seen this gentleman before. But it looks like he's playing on the ladder. So we have Human Boy going up against Nameless Order. Not too sure if Human Boy is streaming that point of view, actually. Let me have a little look here. A little looky. A little looky would suggest he is. Okay. No problem. This stuff happened. Yeah, man, of course. Yeah, good. I'm glad you're doing well, my friend. I'm glad you're doing well. So for everybody today, just very quickly, just a quick notice. If you are enjoying the stream, do feel free to smash that like button. And if you haven't already, do feel free to subscribe. A lot of you have been absolutely smashing that subscribe button recently, and it has made me so happy. So thank you so much for that. It really is shooting me so close. I think I'm about 40 subscribers-ish away now from that 1,000 mark. And once we hit that 1,000 mark, things are going to just get bigger, which is always amazing. So thank you so much for your support. So let's check out what's going on here. So we have Nameless, we have Rat Boy, he's playing, Hilos and Nero. That's just a bunch of people here. It looks like Hanadins is playing Central Scrutinizer. Oh, I thought I'd see some of my boys playing. It looks like nobody from my side is playing, which is a bit of a shame. Let's have a look. It doesn't look like it. Let me DM Wicked. I'll ask Wicked, see if we can cast his point of view for the best of three. I don't know if Ducky was planning on doing that as well. I thought I would jump on with the stream and try and see if we can just catch a couple of people with Intensity Ladders, try and see if we can get some. It looks like... if not, we do actually have a replay that came in from Hanadins yesterday. He sent in a replay. We'll keep that up and get that ready. So we have Hanadins, yes. So it looks like it was Tomb Kings and Lizard Men. So it looks like we can look at that. I'm sorry, my French is pretty poor, but I'm pretty sure that's Tomb Kings and Lizard Men. Hey, Gatam, how are we? I'm on no one's side. Very sad. Gatam, if you were around, I actually definitely would have got you there. Logic, there you are. What did you do? Oh, my computer crashed, my friend. My computer crashed. Close to 1K 40 deaths. I know, Matthew. I know. We're so close. We're so close. So close. Indeed, my PC crashed. Yeah, I don't know why. That's pretty strange. But if you want, Katam, if you do want to line up for a best of three on the ladder, I will happily cast your point of view for sure. I'll cast your games. I'll see if Wickedy wants some casting. I thought I'd throw it up and just see what's going on. I did say I'd do 2 streams for the event. What we'll do whilst we're waiting is I will cast the point of view. In the meantime, I will tell Wickedy. In the meantime, I will. Just so he knows. I can't spell Hanadins. So I will, in the meantime, cast Hanniden's replay. Yeah, I know, man. I know. It's cool. It's cool. Like, I'm not too bothered about winning the event. I really don't mind. I just want these guys to play and have fun. The whole idea is to bring people to the ENT ladder. That's the important element of all of it. So we have Nameless Order here with the Lizard Men and the Toon Kings. Turns out my French is not too bad. Not too bad. So we're going to have 4 of the Skeleton Warriors, 4 of the Skeleton Spearmen, mixing with 1 Tomb Guard, 2 Nekahara Horsemen, 2 Chariots, a Carrion, double Ubu, and we are going to come here with the Sceptral Stalkers. So pretty good there. And it's like here, a very interesting build from Nameless Order. This is not one I've seen too often. I'm going to say that. Chameleon Skinks mixing in here with Oxyotl. He is just the go-to choice these days. Golden Blowpipe, Master Predator, no Slippery. I think Slippery is very worth it on him. Like 24 money defense for like 70 gold. Yeah, super worth it. Stalkers, yeah, you can see there. I think Stalkers are just exceptionally good in this matchup. They delete skeletons, and you know they'll blow one up with just the blasting charges, and then they'll comfortably beat like a second line with just hand-to-hand combat. Physical resistance just trades so efficiently. Pterodon Riders in the Sky are going to be quite good. 2 units. The problem is they can get shot down by the Great Bows. Cold Riders, I do like cold ones. The problem is they cost 850 for a rider, and basically just they're feral cold ones. So cold ones, you know, they pay for basically primal instincts and then a little bit of stats. Whilst you can see here, what the difference is going to be some small amount of stats. Actually, feral cold ones are faster. Jesus, really? That makes sense, I guess. They got riders, but yeah, you can see those stats aren't like hugely different. I don't know, I just prefer feral cold ones for 450. Cool, so mixing in with Saurus without shields. It's going to be Skink Priest, probably just Transformation of Gadon. Oh, and Flockadoom. Okay, Flockadoom's not great, I'll be honest. Flockadoom's not great. Cold Riders and another Feral. I just like the Feral Girls. I think the Clever Girls are certainly pretty good. So Storm Runners online. Hey, maybe trying to see if we catch up with a bit of Storm Runner here, the old Legend of DVD. More Skinny Spears, mixing in with Nekahara Warriors. Arc of Black with just Spirit Leech, Staff in the Gash, and... Ooh, the Blade. What's this blade called again? The Two Blade of Arkan. Duh. Liber Mortis. Okay, so Carrion in the Sky. Only 2 units of Skeleton Chariots. Skeleton Chariots are very, very strong. Very, very strong indeed. So we'll roll through here and see what kind of the battle's got going on. Give a little bit of a skip there to the engagement. So there's going to be some shots there from Oxyotl coming in. Nice shots there. I really like the targeting here on the Skeleton Chariots. Oxyotl has about 534 weapon strength, or should we say missile strength in this case. You can certainly rip apart chariots. You certainly kill models as well. If he gets a couple of the same shots on the same model, he'll start sniping models, which is really, really important when it comes down to a lot of this healing. Because to get, I believe, in the undead state, to get back models, you have to have full cap of healing before you return with a model. So sniping models can be really healthy from a kind of full status there. So if anybody gets any games on the ENT ladder, by the way, I'll say this now, Katam, anybody here gets games on the ENT ladder, do feel free to just DM me. I'm sure most of you are part of the Discord at this point, but feel free to DM me, and then I'll try and jump in and custom move games. Otherwise, I'll just be casting some of the replays that I get sent. So yeah, looks like we're going to be just kind of hanging around the front here with the Skeleton Chariots and Hanadins. He's just going to be kind of in the pocket, trying to get his Ushopti in the correct position. Spirit Leech looks like the target is going to be the Pterodon Riders. That's quite an interesting one. I think the Pterodon Riders would have been... Spirit Leech will do a lot to Pterodon Riders. I will admit, for the value of Spirit Leech, this is probably where you're going to get the most. Otherwise, it probably would have been the Cold One Riders, I think. You can see there's a lot of damage on those models. Still 8 models up, so it didn't actually kill a model, but another Spirit Leech will kill models. That was on 8 models. We'll see what that does now. That's certainly killing models now. And 2 Spirit Leeches later, and the one of the Pterodon Riders has been dealt with. 7 models, still not enough to finish them off. Very interesting. So you can see there, what happened here in the middle is we came in with Ark and we used the Spirit Leech, and then when the tick over time done for 13 seconds, it's then 32 seconds recovery. So we just used the Staff and the Gash and negate 30 seconds. So basically 15 seconds later, and we got a second Spirit Leech out. And of course, you are going to get improved mana reserve, not even reserve, sorry, I beg your pardon, improved mana rate. So he had enough mana coming through to also make sure that he had enough for a second Spirit Leech. In the front here, we are going to be cycle charging with Skeleton Chariots, really deleting here up against the cohort. This time Refuse to Die wasn't popped, so they're going to be down to 9 models, 305. There's no way they should have died that quickly with Refuse to Die. Shots in the front here, so we do see these Skeptals here, the Eyes of the Desert coming through, kind of sniping up against the Cold One Riders. I quite like it, but they have deleted a unit of Skeleton Chariots. So, looks like the Coleman Riders was the next one, as I said here. Spirit Leech going down. The ODM Hanadins is an extremely smart player. He knows how the whole business runs here. In the middle, Saurus Warriors here. They're going to be probably just trying to punch into the backside of the Nekahara Horsemen. We are going to charge in. Unfortunately, the Horsemen here not too on their feet and moving. So we can see here in the middle, we have the double Ubu just ready to go. They're probably going to be kind of popping shots into the cavalry here. Oxyotl is going to be kind of ignored, but we are now going to come in with a Manticore Summon. Manticore Summon will be popped there by the Skink Priest of Beasts. Vampire will be favouring the Tomb Kings, not too greatly, but it is going to favour it gently, even with the summon of the Manticore. So when the Manticore is gone, we will see probably a bigger change in balance of power. So, it looks like here the double Terror Riders have been dealt with. We are going to rampage here with the Feral Cold Ones. We have broken the Chameleon Skinks, and we've done quite well over here. Carrion is doing quite a number here on the Flying Force. In the middle, I think I heard another Spirit Leech, but I can't quite see where that went down. It looks like in the back here, we are going to get the Ushopti Summon. Ushopti Summon will probably pin in here or here, trying to get a bit of a rear charge going on top here of the Saurus Warriors. So yeah, quite a while to get in, but they do have good armor piercing advantage. They do technically have anti-infantry. Not really, it's like 5, so it gives them plus 5 melee attack and 5 weapon strength. It's one of the weakest anti-infantries in the game, I think. If not the weakest, actually. But yeah, they'll be chewing up the very tanky Saurus Warriors here, and just kind of helping out their Tomb Guard brothers. In the middle, we are going to rampage with the Feral Girls. The girls are going ham here in the middle up against these Skeleton Warriors. Weren't quite able to get on top of the Ubu, but we'll certainly get there soon. Feral Cold Ones, the Cold One Riders are going to be taking down the Nekahara Horsemen. But, you know, they certainly would have got some value for themselves in the Nekahara Horsemen. They always do. They always do for 650. Not a Spirit Leech there on top of the Cold Ones. The Cold One Riders there, 13 models. They will rampage. I'm sure we'll lose a couple there. So it's going to be 12 down to 11. And every other tick, we will be losing a model. So they'll certainly be breaking. I don't know how they have 26 leadership. But apparently they do. Maybe just because they're rampaging. In the middle here, it looks like we are going to be getting... I forget the name of the spell. Liber Mortis, I believe it is, which is the 40% physical resistance. Spirit Leech yet again going down on the Cold Riders, using again the Staff and the Gash. It is super strong for just Spirit Leech manipulation, you know, getting as many Spirit Leech out as possible, essentially. Yes, it was the Liber Mortis. Now, plus leadership is actually quite handy here for the Tomb Kings. Oh, lovely shots coming out of the eyes of the desert. Some good damage showing the Feral Manticore. If you could rampage it into the area that you'd prefer it to be, that'll always also quite helpful. But you can see here now it is going to come after Arkan, and Arkan is getting sniped here by Oxyotl. Now, one thing you can deal with Oxyotl, for those that don't know, a nice little tip is just use dogs. Dogs are very, very good at taking out Oxyotl. Feral Cold Ones, they're just going to be in and around. They'll probably just whip round and maybe clear up or get into the back and maybe compromising the Ushopti Great Bow there would be a little bit better. They're going to be a little bit still there, coming in from the Lizardman player. So the Ushopti shots are coming into the back here of the Tomb Guard. That's the only elite infantry we have here on the battlefield. What's this going to be here? So it looks like Arkan's just going to move around. And I think here with the Ushopti, we're just trying to protect our expensive asset as much as possible. Skeptral Stalkers aren't really in too much trouble. We have 2 skink cohorts left, swinging there with the nice axes. That's probably going to be 1 down, and I'm sure that'll be the second one to follow. Arkan's in, fighting here up against the Feral Cold Girls. They're going to be negative 16 leadership, so they will break. But in comes the Skink Priest of Beasts. He wants a scrap. He's looking for a big one here. The old ones have told him the path to true greatness, and it's to battle the Ushopti here in the back. Feral Girls are going to return, but they won't even get to combat before breaking. Shots in the front do hit the Skeptral Stalkers, and we are going to have the Liber Mortis. Now, that's not going to help against Oxyotl because he has magic damage. But 1 Manticore does fall, and balance of power is going to be even. It is going to be even. We have 2 units of the Community Skinks in the back here, and they can do some damage. Even though 90 armor there for the Ushopti Great Bow, 90 is like good. It's not amazing, but it's good armor. But they'll still take damage. They'll take damage. If what we could do here, the Community Stalkers, is actually maybe just taking down some of the skeleton infantry. Flock of Doom, about 5 damage per model. It's not hugely great, but you know, well, you know, every little helps here, I guess. Tomb Guard could certainly get punished by the Chameleon Skinks for sure. Tomb Guard could certainly get punished, but it looks like the kind of area we're going for is going to be the Ushopti Great Bow, but they're not really going to be too bothered. They just need to make sure they take down this mass Saurus infantry. Oxy's still going to be sniping in the back here. He's got 46 kills. He's doing quite a number for himself. Oxy's here going to be at 1.7. Yeah, you can see he always roughly gets his value. You can see, I would say sort of any game that kind of comes in around at least a 5-minute mark, which most games should. Most games should, that isn't a complete wipeout, which is why you see most people go with Oxyotl. Unless people have a direct counter to Oxyotl, they're just invariably just going to ignore him. And mainly keep away from him. Staff and Nagash going down. Maybe another Spirit Leech to come in. And, yeah. Hey, Spirit Leech is such a disgusting spell. Yes. Hey, General Zypher Nobi. I love it. I love it. How we doing, gentlemen? How we doing, Muckluck? How we doing, Zypher? Yeah, so another good spell as well is Fate of Buna, which comes from the Death Magic. It's actually really good up against Chameleon Skinks. And actually Stalkers as well. Stalkers and Skinks, it does really well against. Really, really well. They're going to be relatively high model count with low hit point pools. So Fate of Buna does really nicely against those models. So we can see here, Ark in the Black going to be fighting up against the Skink Priest. 22 on 26 with 40 on 50 with 90 armor. Should win the day here. So he's going to be going there on, yeah, look at that. So many friends routing, fear, terror, you name it, it's on board. So they're not too happy about it. Ushopti now going to dominate the battlefield and shoot into the Source Warriors. No shields for those, and I think these count as artillery anyway. So I don't think it's gonna help. A lot of shattered lizardmen around the corner here is also not going to help on a leadership point of view. We can see moving in is going to be the Chameleon Stalkers. They aren't going to be near the Lords. The Lord is going to help, but Master Predator, if he's not too careful... I don't know why Cold-Blooded has been used on Oxyotl. I don't see the necessary need. Cold-Blooded should have been used here on the Chameleon Stalkers as they now fight the Ice of the Desert. You can see, look at that charge there. That's going to be massive negatives, and then they're going to immediately break. I think using Cold-Blooded is an actual skill. I think it takes real skill to use Cold-Blooded correctly, and make sure you use it at exactly the right times. You know, one life, for example, keeping the Skink Priest going here. If he breaks, Balance Power is really going to start to shit. You've only got to compromise Oxyotl, and it's pretty much game over here, I think. So looks like we're getting to towards the end stages of the battle here. Oxy's going to be kind of running, but it's like here we're going to be shooting into the backside of the Saurus Warriors. You know, just kind of shatter them nice. So good work there. It's pretty much going to be Oxyotl versus the world, and he does not have enough ammunition here to win this. But over on the top here, looks like we have some more Saurus Warriors returning. Oxyotl just can't win in combat here up against the Stalkers, I don't think. Oxyotl has been seen. We are going to move him with the Tomb Guard as well. He will very much lose to the Tomb Guard. 41 melee defense from these units is certainly going to do the business. Foot infantry is certainly going to pin him. Oh my god, these snakes are just butchering him. The Eyes of the Desert. I'm not sure their melee stats actually. 29 on 38. It's not as good as I thought it would be, but he is going to get fear. He is going to get broken. And GG's well played there for Hanadins. Really, really nice game. Really, really nice game from him. 1,370 there for Arkan. So not the most you're going to see him come with, but you know, still great value from him. He's always very consistent. If you use Staff and Nagash and Spirit Leech quite consistently, it's a very, very strong way to remove units you don't want on the battlefield. You know, for example, with Cavalry, Antisti and videos like that I've done, I've touched on it, that Spirit Leech kills 7 models of any Cavalry in the game. It does enough tick damage. So basically, there's 9 ticks. Oh no, it's not 9 ticks. Can't remember how many ticks there are, but there's basically 50% chance that you will kill a Cav model, and every single time it is exactly 50%. So it will go yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, and every single time it will kill 7 models in every single cast. So essentially, two very quick Spirit Leeches will remove 14 models of Cavalry from any elite Cavalry you can think of. That obviously doesn't have magic resistance. So yeah, it's very, very strong. 300, 320, 230, and 200 for the Skeleton Warriors, with 380, 400, 530, and 180 for the Skeleton Spearmen. I just think Spearmen are always better than Warriors. They have anti-large, which can also help them fight against models that necessarily they would otherwise struggle, and they just have really strong melee defense, which is what you need them for, essentially. You need them to have good melee defense to kind of hold off against, or at least give more time and resistance against the enemy that's trying to come in and fight against your key targets like the Ushopti. 790 there for the Tomb Guard with 130, 300, 1,700, 350 there for the Chariots with 244 there for the Carrion. 1,000 for the Ushopti Great Bows with 525 there for the second, 1,340 for the Eyes of the Desert. 3,000 value in the end there for Oxyotl, you know, just very, very strong. 200 there for the Skink Priest with 505, 525, 630, 440, 675 and 570. So you can see there, coming in and around the value is going to be the Chameleon Stalkers. And they can just remove chaff. And they're cheaper here than the Saurus Warriors, so you can certainly go wider. 333 there for the Cohort Sotek. It's like 280 and 266 for the Chameleon Skinks. With, what's that, 260 there for the Feral Cold ones. 790 with 417 and 580. So you can see Feral Cold ones just still getting in around the value being, what, 50% of the cost? 75 and what's that? That's going to be 300 there for the Pterodons. They're pretty heavily counted there from Carrion, and as you saw, their Spirit Leeches just dominated the day. So yeah, GG's well played. GG's well played. Indeed. Hey, Victor, how we doing? It's always saddest when you can't make when you can't take Master Mundi. I know the big chungus. Monstrous Cav doesn't lose models. Monstrous Cav. What do you mean by Monstrous Cav? Is any models from 36 upwards? I don't think I said Monstrous Cav. Anything from 36 models upwards, but yes. So that was that one, so we can delete that one now. We've had a nice little cast of that. That was me yesterday on the stream. We did that one, I think. And yeah, alright, let's see if there's anybody else on here. Let's have a look. So it looks like we got one message here. Right, so... Oh no, you said, alright, cool. Yeah, Great Stag Knights have a higher hit pools, for sure, per model, I'm pretty sure. So let's have a little look here, see, it looks like we didn't get a message back from Wicked D. Maybe Ducksky is casting him, not too sure. Let's give that a little look, shall we? Yes, Ducky is casting Wickedy. Cool. Cool. At least we don't cross there. Right, let's try and see if we can find somebody else that might want to be cast. Grombrindle does have a game. Right, Grombrindle is going to be playing against, I think that was Mr. Doodles. Perfect. Alright, looks like he has a game there. Yeah, Mr. Doodles, who is on Team Human Boy. Okay, so it's Team Logic versus Team Human Boy. Let's do this. We'll get a space there for Grumpy Grindle. Cool, looks like he's on the way. Alrighty. Hopefully you should be able to get Grumpy Grindle in here. Can't see him online just yet. Let me message also with the big man, see if we can get him in here. Verse. You'll be fine, you'll be fine. Alrighty, so we should be coming with Mr. Doodles. And we should really get that rolling. Alright, so let's ask the big question of the day. Alright, who are we supporting? Are we supporting the Logicians? Are we supporting the Duckies? Are we supporting the Ratmen? Or are we supporting the Lovers? Which one are you all for today? Alright, Mr. Doodles is in. Hello there. Alrighty. Grumby's on way. Alrighty, so let's get it ready here. So, Mr. Doodle's on the left. Come on, BC, we got this. I believe in you. My PC being potato today. So we got GGX Doodles. Going up against the Kazakit clan. Logicians, baby! How dare you copy my line? Well, what is your line? Yeah, cool. He's on the way. First map. Let's have a look here. A looky here. So on the ENT ladder we have... Ooh, Flying Taco against Human Boy. Oh, baby. What a game. What a game. Might have to sneak in there as well. Alright, so Gromby's on the diamond and gold renown there for Mr. Doodles. First map will be Oakenhammer. Lovely. Doodles is to pick first. Grumby's on the way. Yo, let's go Doodles! I love it, I love it. Can't believe you're not supporting the Logicians. Can't believe it, can't believe it. By the way, Logic, do you know who Team Blood Penguin is on? Blood Penguin is not on a team, I don't think. If he is, I imagine... I can check, actually. Let me check the teams. So, on the teams on the sheet. Let me have a look. That's Human Boy server. It's up, I think. Aha. So, on the teams on the sheet. Starting with Humor Boy's stuff, we are going to be having Humor Boy, Kazakit-HA, Tretch, Mr. Doodles, Bobman, and Rusty under Clan Rat. For the Clan LV, for Murph's champions, will be Murph, Central Scrutinizer, Nevermore, Schnitzel Visa, with Blake, I assume, Blake, and then Contende. For Duckies, we have Wickedy, Energize, Cap Tellus, Ninja Pin Vin, Hanadins, and Captain Morgan. And then for Logic, for the Logicians, we have Grombrindle, Pantelenard, for Poland, Omen, Alfredinho, and Butcher Bird. So, yes, we're very good. So, I do not believe that... welcome. Welcome, fellow clan member. I love democracy. Me too, cause I am the Senate. Dark Elves Team Kings, by the way. Oh. Go on. Force the Darwi. Or probably here actually best is to go Beastmen. And then maybe he goes Dark Elves. See, I've got a good counter there, but yeah, all quite the lineup for the teams. Indeed, yeah, strong lineup from everybody. Yeah, Alfred, I can actually drop down some of the numbers. Not everybody's got numbers up there for some reason. I'm not sure how well the bot is really working, but we will tally up the scores and let you guys know. Grombrindle's on 3 wins at the moment, but hopefully this will be number 4. Let's have a look here. We've also got Pantelenard on 5. From the Kazakit-HA clan. Alfredinho on 8. That's it. There's no one else from my clan. Yep, there's no other wins. You have the strongest players. I don't know if I have the strongest. I'm up there for the strongest players. Like there are some ones in Duckies that are really strong as well. Like Wicked D's very strong. Hanadin's is strong. He also has Energize, so who is also very strong. I probably have the strongest player, but the thing is only 3 of my players have won games so far. The others haven't either played or just haven't won. I did have Dilatron and I did have Zombie Quest, but neither of them turned up, so I had to find new players. Son of the Mountains for Poland has played a single game, I think, and I cast that yesterday and it didn't go so well, unfortunately, but apart from that I don't think I've seen him since, so sadly just my guys aren't playing at the moment. Yeah, Alfredinho is arguably the best player in the game, I think. Yeah, probably arguably the best. Alright, so they're both ready. Let's do this. Ooh, the Ratmen. The Ratmen against the Tomb Kings. I think this favours the Ratmen. I really do. I really do. You know, all of the guys that that played, of course, are going to be rather strong. But of course, and also this tournament, because it's just based on wins, it's just how many games you play. Rather than the percentage win rate. If it's percentage win rate, I'd probably imagine my guys would do pretty well. But the thing is, it's just time. So that's why I'm not bothered about if the guys play or don't play. Because I'm just not going to force them to slave themselves out to play to win. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth getting unwell or unhappy with the tournament just so we win. So, just enjoy it. It's a fun tournament, right? It's a fun tournament. Alright, so going to be trying to load in here. see who we can find. Might be a small glitch here. I have to wait and see. When do you think you'll be doing a best of 7 stream? Feel like we haven't seen one in a while. Yeah, so the issue I got, right, is today's Monday, and I'm going back on Wednesday or Thursday. So I don't have many days before Christmas, and I've got a bunch of content I need to make for when I go away, and just get all these things done, plus doing this stream, plus I've just got a bunch of other things to do in real life. So I try and find the time, but I am struggling. But let's just go with this quickly. 3 Rat Ogres, mixing in with the Natty Bobo Sharpshooters, Clan Rat Spears here in the front, mixing with some Skaven Slave Spears from Chad Thorgrim, as well as some Skaven Slaves, and we are going to have an Assassin, the Plague Priest, and the Deathmaster Snicketch. Yes, looks like here we're going to be having Assassin's Trophy, no Rival Hide Talisman, which is very interesting. Plague Priest there for the Pestilence Birth and the Vermintide, with Deathmaster Snicketch in with the Word of the Weeping Blades, Deathmaster Sigil, Concealment Bombs, Slippery, and the Cloak of Mist and Shadows. We are going to have a Warp Lightning Cannon. And yeah, that's it. Oh, and we are going to have the Ikit Zap Zap. Oh, and we're going to have the other Warp Lightning Cannon. Interesting. Okay. So, Skeleton Horse Archers, just like 3 in the front there, mixing with double Nekahara, make that 4 Nekahara, mixing in with 2, 3, 4 of the Chariots, double W shots including the Chosen of the Gods, and of course Setra the Imperishable. Setra here with the Wrath of Patra, the Incantation of the Righteous Smithing, Incantation of Protection, Incantation of the Cursed Blades, and the Restless Dead. So 4 spells there on Setra for someone who doesn't have Arcane Conduit, which is a bit worrying. So these are anti-large, I believe. Yes, they are anti-large missiles. Setra is going to get dunked on here if we're not careful. A lot of the shots are going to miss, though. All big hits on the chariot, so that's going to be a couple models down there. Down to 6 already. So nice shots there in the front. Shots in the front here up against some of these Skaven Spears. They're going to get a counter charge here. Mixing into the Nekahara. Oh my god, they got thumped. We're now going to move forward here with the Clan Rat Spears. So just to take the charge there, the Skaven Slaves are going to fulfill the right there as... what's this going to be? Oh, anti-large with Incantation of Protection. Interesting. So they can fight here up against Rat Ogres and do pretty well. They should be able to thump these Rat Ogres pretty nicely. Skeleton Turrets in the mixture as well. Rat Ogres are going to be punching to the front line. Skaven Spears coming in from behind. Rat Ogres do hold, though. They do hold, even if they are losing. In the middle here, the Plague Priest is going to be bonking on top of Setra. Can we pin Setra in? Where is Deathmaster? Deathmaster is fighting up against the Nekahara Horseman. He's kind of trapped there. Plague Priest is doing quite a bit of bonking, actually. He's going hard there up against Setra. Cannons aren't going to be shooting him. Targets there are shooting at Setra the Imperishable. And it looks like here the double Skeleton Horse Archers are caught up by Rat Ogres. Moving in here with Clan Rats. Looking pretty difficult for the Tunking player so far. In the back we're cycle charging here with the Skeleton Chariots. Natty Bobos have been caught. They're not going to get pushed over, but they're certainly going to get grinded a new one. Shots here going into Setra, so we do terrify the Plague Priest. We are in with Deathmaster, who does actually have one of the Weeping Blades. And also he's going to be coming in here with, I forget the ability name, Weeping Blade. So we are going to be having that damage and area effect. If he does get surrounded, you can kind of just swirl and just destroy. Yeah, this one here, one of the Weeping Blades there. And lovely damage there up against Setra. We can actually pin him in using the Deathmaster Sigil. The Nekahara Horsemen here are going to be on the Zip Zip Cannon. So we are going to be doing some good damage there. Spearmen on top of the Nekahara Horsemen and the Skeleton Chariots. They'll do okay against the Nekahara, but they won't do well against the Chariots. Too much armor there for them. Should get the Plague Priest back. He's up to 14 leadership, so we should see a return here from him. Some of the cannon crews are going to come back. I do actually hear the Deathmaster Sigil somewhere. Here it is. Deathmaster Sigil there on Cetra. He was pinned in. Ratogers are trying to punch, and we're sniping in the backside here. We are coming in with the Natty Bobo sharpshooters. Cetra is super low here. Physical resistance going down, but the Natty Bobos, they care for no resistances. They're going to be sniping here up against the big man. So looks like here we are going to get to 800 health for him. He's going to get a little bit of healing there, but it is minuscule compared to the sniping potential in from the Natty Bobos. Now, can we do this here is the question. Balance of power is going to pull into Gromby's favour here with the Ratmen. As we finish off the chariots there, we can see once we do drop the Cetra, we're going to see a lot of things fall apart here coming in from the Skaven. So, -4 leadership there. We can see he is going to be 480 health. He is going to be... Oh, he does stabilise, but the Ratogers are in. Ratogers get a punch or two. Looks like we do actually get a flash there coming in from him. And another yeet there for the Plague Priest. He's certainly got moved around a fair amount, to be fair to the Plague Priest. If he bonks back here, he's got Contaminated that can really help for that -10 leadership. Can really help these guys. Oh my god, he's just constantly getting cycle charged. There's no way out of that absolute nightmare. 6 leadership for Cetra. He just needs to keep casting here where he can, so he can kind of bolster that health a little bit more. But for the remainder of the forces, we can see over here, the Ushopti here are going to get punched down by the Rat Ogres. Here we have Deathmaster in the back as well, doing the good damage, but we are going to charge here with the Skeleton Horse Archers. Get a good rear thump there on the Deathmaster. The question is, though, how are we getting on? We do stabilize here with Cetra, and Cetra falls to a nice attack there coming in from the Assassin. With him falling, I do generally think that this is going to be probably the end of days here coming in for the Tomb Kings. Right Ogres break, they do remove from themselves to the battlefield. Is that going to affect balance of power? Not too much. We are going to return, though. The Ikits are going to come back to their cannons. It should be the ones here, actually, in the middle. But hopefully he'll work that out. In the back, we do actually see Skaven Slave Spears fighting up against the Ushopti Greatbows. Not too sure where Deathmaster's going. Deathmaster's on a bit of a wander. Not too sure where he thinks he should be travelling to. Skaven Slave's still fighting. We do actually shatter one of them there in the middle. We are going to be wavering here. We fight that fear is not going to be good. Shots coming out here against Deathmaster. I don't know why Deathmaster's running here. Maybe they're afraid that Deathmaster is going to lose. Not too sure. Now we're going to start shooting here onto the cannon. Oh, it looks like we're not yet. We're not even going to get a shot off, which is a bit of a shame. They spent so long turning around those big, like, oh, and he flattens one of the cannons as well, I think, yeah. Oh, it's the summons coming after Deathmaster. The summon is coming after Deathmaster. What we can see here is Deathmaster wants nothing to do with this combat. He is going to be orange. And it looks like he is going to be falling here with the Ushopti. Down to 1,300 there for Deathmaster. Sneak-H, really nice game here coming in from Mr. Doodle. He's tried up into the very, very end. Sniping here, Rat Ogres. We can say there's some good work in the pocket as well. But it all comes down to, can Deathmaster really finish this off? We are going to return here. We now do see the cannons are ready to go. Just turn and burn. Turn and burn. Don't bother moving these. Just get them ready to shoot. You should just shoot up against these. Ah, there we go. There's army losses. GG's well played here for Chad Thorgrim and the Ratmen. Good evening. Good evening, Gastro. How are we? Evening. I'd just like to say good luck to your team, but you know, clan loyalty and all that. No worries, Gastro. Thank you very much for dropping by, my dude. That's a lot of zappers indeed. That was a lot of zappers. They did very, very well, I'm pretty sure. Let's have a look here. We got 609, 900, and 330. So not as well as I would have thought. Not as well as I would have thought. Considering the shooting up against Cetra, I thought they would have done better. Only 430 for the Natty Bobos. 1,600 for Deathmaster. 140 there for the Plague Priest, with 360 for the Assassin. 124 for the Skaven Slaves. 35, 280, 67, and 37 with 160 for the Skaven Slave Spears. So the Clan Rat Spears, 660, 325, 517, and 630. with the rat ogres in at 677, 740, 1,350, and yeah, a nice good overall. Even if the cannons didn't like rock up to their like costing value, they certainly weakened up the opponent as it came through. So that would have been a weakening up of 600, 1,500, yeah, call it about 1,850 gold's worth of removal there before the front line hit, I guess. So Zetra 840, 835, 500, 330, and 150 for the Nekara Horsemen. They can perform super well. Apologies. 218 there for the skeleton chariots with 1,980. We also got 400 and 127. 157 kills, very good stuff. 270, 190, and 160. These skeleton horse archers always need to be shooting rat ogres. Always need to be shooting rat ogres as much as possible. 900 for the Ushati Great Bows with 1,500. So yeah, doing pretty well overall. But certainly Skaven favoured for sure. Valley of Thieves. GG, well played. I am well, sir. Gearing up for Christmas. Hope you're doing well yourself. I'm doing very well, thank you. A little bit tired, but very well. Glad you're doing well, Gastron. Glad you're doing well, my friend. Hopefully you're looking forward to Christmas. Seeing your family, friends. Hopefully you're looking forward to all of that good stuff. Sheesh, don't like that. Yeah, that combination is brutal. Especially, what can you do here? That is the common pick. That is the common pick, it's just Lizardman. It's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. Oh, Lizardman, you just go dwarfs. You just go dwarfs. Oh, good stretches there, I think. Yeah. Have a little look here. So we got yes, bring in the logicians. We got a lot for the lovers as well, and I assume most that are watching or at least fan of Ducky are watching Ducky. So, you know, you can't yeah. Alrighty. Turns out having family and friends is expensive. Next year I'm staying with the I love it. Yeah, man, imagine having friends. God damn it, Gastron. Unbelievable. Let's go, baby. Yeah, so, well, yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's always nice. I love Christmas time. Christmas time for me is my favourite time of year. For me, it's all about seeing your family, having fun, going for walks, playing games, doing stupid stuff, and just being kids again. Every year we go there, it's all about the food, you know. We do this really nice thing as well, where it's mainly my other siblings and my father, but when I'm there as well, what we try to do is every single day we try a different like cocktail. No, these things aren't much; they're small, right? But it's like an advent calendar, right? Every day we try we get like books and books of cocktails where you can't think of any names on the top of my head, but we try a different cocktail every single day, and it's just stupid fun silly things like that. We're like games, where like charades and all the other stupid stuff that everybody does. It's just I don't know. It's just really nice at Christmas, right? There's you know, there's thoughtful gift giving. It's just fun. Everyone wants to be there. There's great food, and it's, you know, it's nice for everyone to be together, have time off, and just spend it as a family and close friends. Which is just something about that is just so awesome that I love being around it for. Yeah, it's very, very nice. So for the Kazakit Core, we are going to be moving in with Dragonback Slayers, moving in with Longbeards, 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 Longbeards. Oh no, Ironbreakers and Longbeards. So any more Ironbreaker? Oh, there you go. There's an Ironbreaker. Sorry. So it's like 4 Longbeards, 2 Ironbreakers. I didn't see the ROR. So no. Moving in with the double organ guns and a Thorgrim Grudge Bearer. No way. The boy. Stand Your Ground, Oath of Vengeance, Great Book of Grudges, and the High King. I love it. I love it. Moving in as well with double Thunderers. Oh, this is a Chad build if you ever saw one. Organ guns are going to rip new ones on these Bastiladons. They don't even know what's going to hit them. So, for the Lizardmen, the old ones, triple of the Chameleon Stalkers, moving in with the double Croxies, as well as double Feral Cold Ones, so the clever girls in town today. Also here with the Red Crested Skinks and the Javo Push. Here with double Bastiladon. So here we are going to have Gorok. Pretty common selection choice, Gorok. Silver Shield also comes in here with the Mace of Ulmak. Very, very good AP. His stats are okay, but of course it brings him up to sort of 85 melee attack. Shield of Eons gives him extra armor, and others around him extra armor. Stand Your Ground, and the Rock of Itzel. Very, very good stuff. Skid Priest as well, the boy. He's going to be having Transformation of Godon, and the Wilson's Wild Form with Wild Heart. So you're going to be paying, you know, nearly an extra 200 gold there for just basically grabbing an extra spell. I think for those two, just as a bit of a tidbit, Wild Heart is good, does actually give you extra mana reserves and extra regen, but don't know if you need it for 2, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, double Bastiladon and more Feral Girls. Looks strong. Do apologise. When I talk a lot, and I talk a lot very fast, for whatever reason my body gets like really, really, really yawny. I don't know why. I'm all about Xmas food and drink, just go from house to house, sampling all the different Christmas dinners. I love it. I love it. You know, not like, excuse me, I'm here to try your dinner, if you wouldn't mind. So both coming together here, and we can see organ guns. They only have 300 range, but these boys pack a punch. These boys here, 334 armor-piercing missile strength, and that is per model. So, you know, you're talking, you know, in the thousands per volley. And these things are super accurate. Super, super accurate. Reload time as well is not horrendous. 10.8, it's pretty decent. Yeah, you can see just ripping apart Feral Commons. Actually shooting into the core Sotek. Quite an interesting choice there. It is going to kill models. That's 11 models there with 1 volley. So it means that's 11 models that you can't protect there throughout the later stages. Girls in the front, a little bit of a missed micro there coming out of Mr. Doodles. You can see the girls in the front a little bit. This is the problem with bringing cavalry straight up the line, is it just so susceptible to getting shot. But now we're going to be shooting up against the Bastiladons. That's a good choice. It's going to be a Manticore. Manticore's a little bit early for my liking. We can certainly put some pressure here. Longbeards just get yeeted in the front here. There was Longbeards everywhere, but the boys hold true against the Feral Girls. They are going to rampage, pretty sure. The Thunderers here are going to fire into the front line, but the Longbeards here, they will be having 42 melee attack, mixing with 50 melee defense. Javos over the top, they're going to be firing into the Thunderers, just because they're going to be less armored here than the Longbeards. Blasting charges ready to go. Blasting charges here are going to be rip apart the Chameleon Stalkers here. The Ironbreaker is going to do the work here, so quite nice work indeed. The Stalkers are in, they're going to fight here up against the Thunderers. Girls are in the back as well, met by Slayers. Manticore is on the back, up against the Organ Gun. Guns in the front here, going to be shooting up against the cohort of Sotek, and the Longbeards go out to meet the Skink Javelins. On the side here, blasting charges firing into the Ironbreakers, and they'll throw light for light back as well. Very interested to see the Feral Girls in here. I would definitely wanted to see them come round the corner and in on top here of the Thunderers. Look at this gap here at the back. Look at the gap. Same gap can be set over here, gaps here, and you've got big gaps here in the middle and the front. So the big Gary's moving in the back. He's going to be shutting down here. Slayers are ready to go. Ferromanticore is going to be hitting that orange stage. Starts blue, goes to kind of yellow, then goes orange, and then will very quickly go red and then fall off here. You can see that red starting to come in. It's going darker and darker and darker, and then it will fall. Blasting charges in the front are going to be ripping apart the Chameleon Stalkers. They will have missile resistance, but they'll certainly feel the full weight of the blasting charges. Now here we can see they're not going to do too great here up against the Khazukan. The paddles are pretty strong from the old ones. The paddles do whip the backside pretty hard. They will rip apart Ironbreakers. The anti-infantry is only going to hold for so long, but they've only got 27 melee attacks, so they can struggle. But the Longbeards will, the Ironbreakers will hold pretty true. So it looks like here the Dragonback Slayers fighting up against the Chameleon Stalkers. Not great for them, but still they'll kill them pretty quickly. They are going to be wavering. We can see here the cohort Sotek, 24 models still online. They're going to be fighting pretty strong there in the middle. Balance Bout is going to be even. Thunderers will return. We can't really allow them to. If they do, they're certainly going to be shooting here into the Khazukan on the flank. Blasting charges over the top is going to be deleting the cohorts. Cohort down to 2 models, but blasting charges will also do great work up against their own Dragonback Slayers. In the front, in the middle, we are going to be having the man, the myth, the legend. Stand Your Ground has been popped, and he's actually going to be fighting up against Gorok, so we do have to be careful. Second Manticore ring today probably will be the last one. We'll now probably fly into the back here on this free organ gun. There's one here in the back that's certainly ready to get dealt with. We can see the Ironbreakers are going to kind of hit up into the jammers. No, we're going to go after the Thunderers. Instantly terrify the Thunderers. Organ gun's still online. They're going to be firing. You can hear that lovely boom, boom, boom as it just shoots straight down to the Bastillodon Archosotek over here on the left. We do actually terrify here. Is that the Ironbreakers? No, Longbeards get, they're not going to get terrified, they're just going to get broken. And now we do move over here. Now we're going to start charging into the Organ Gun Cannon crew, moving in as well, the Bastillodon. And on the other side here, we do have the Chameleon Stalkers. Slayers in. If we can save one, it's better than saving none. Monday Zek indeed. Monday Zek. Longbeard should return. Should return here to the back line to help fight up against the Chameleons. And here, looks like the Stalkers are going to join the line. We do break some. And Slayers are going to move over to the side. We do actually get terrified here with the organ guns. We still have 5 models left. So we should be able to return here with the cannon crews. That Manticore is about to fall, which is very, very lucky here from the Dowie. 5 models should be enough to get back on. But we can see the Khazukan, they are in pursuit. Gunfire here coming from the organ guns. It's going to be shooting, I think it was shooting the Bastillodon. We can see here Chad Thorgrim in the back, giving plus 10 melee attack to the Dragonback Slayers is huge. What's this? Paddles ready. Have we got any paddles here? Yes, we've got 1 paddle. Look at the paddle. It's getting ready for a good spanking here in the back line. 4 models coming over. So they're going to come meet the Ironbreakers. They'll get the charge bonus here. Not too sure what the charge is. Bonus for infantry 20. That's pretty good actually. Gives them 47 melee attack. What's this going to be? Stand Your Ground gets popped there to help the bad boys. And it's going to be Dragonback Slayers fighting up against the big man. Whilst Wild Form going down with Stand Your Ground as well, giving him an AP, base weapon damage, all the other good things as well with that splash damage. In the middle though, we can see Chad Thorgrim coming over, the king of all kings, coming to slay the beast of Gorok. 60 melee defense though is going to be a lot for him to pierce. 82, oh, that was 86 melee defense there for Thorgrim. The Rokovitzel going down there to really give that extra resistance there for the big man. So Dwayne here is going to be in the middle. He's going to be doing all the big stuff. But I think Chad Thorgrim has certainly got this. Mr. Grudge Bearer certainly fixes all grudges from the book. And we are going to be having the cannon shooting in the sky here up against the Feral Cold ones. Coming down from the hill. They're going to get shot pretty quickly. That's going to be Aminos's. GG's and well played here to the Karazankor, beating back the old ones. I did mean family and friends. I don't just turn up for the free turkey. You don't just go around the streets just knocking on people's doors being like, excuse me, I'd like to try your meal, please. So let's have a look here. So we've got 1,400 for Thorgrim Grudge Bearer, mixing with 600, 880 there for the Longbeards, with 520, 700 for all the boys, with 1,900 for the Dragonbacks, with 960, and 1,500 for the Ironbreakers. 406, 366 for the Thunderers, with the Organs coming in at 770 and 1,350. Gorok, 770 for the big man himself, with 109 for the Skink Booster Beasts. What do we get here as well? We got 320 there for the Red Crested, with 460, 720 there for the Chameleon Stalkers, with also 540 there for the Stalkers. Red Cresteds in at 530 with 270 and 220 for the Javelins, with 165, 220, 440 there for the Feral Cold ones, 740 and 200 there for the Bastillodon Arcus Sotek, 850 and 730 there for the Paddles. Yeah, very strong, very strong. Great series. So what we'll do, we'll pop that there with chatting with Thorgrim with the Dubski, because I didn't update in the middle. I got chatting too much. Yes, GG's indeed. GG's indeed. Alrighty, so let's go on to Intestity's ladder. So Gromby now up to 4. Good stuff. Right, let's just double check, see if anybody else has any other games. Aha. Chad Fulgrim is looking for another opponent, which is good to see. Alright, see if we can find him there. There we go, find matches. Let's see what we can see here. So who's online at the current moment? It looks like Doodles is going up against Ween. Okie dokie. Victor is playing as well. Gromgrindel with a big win. I wonder how close he is to going up. So Gromgrindel is 1-2-47. How close is he going to be going up to Diamond to Masters? Let me have a look. Leaderboards. Where is Diamond? That is LP. There we go. Here's Elo. So Elo 1,200. Oh right. So Grombrindle is literally 2 away from being at the top. Nice. Oh, very strong. Very strong. Yeah. So I think if Grombrindle gets a couple more wins, he'll be up in Masters. I think he has to be ahead of Shrefa Razum, who's on 1,260. He's on 1,247. Yeah, so we can... Grombrindle has Nameless Order. Ooh, this could be a very, very, very strong game. Okay, cool. This could be a really, really cool game. Alright, Grombrindle's in. Another enemy is waiting to die. I love it. I love it. All right. So Nameless Order is actually the spot above Grombrindle. He's the Nameless Order is the top in Diamond. So that's very interesting. I shall start knocking on random doors at the local Christmas turkey turkey inspector. Excuse me, I would like to I'd like to inspect your dinner. Is it up to standard? Alrighty. So we're going to be having nameless order, which should be very, very interesting. If Gromby could pull out a big win here, that would be really, really, really huge. Oh, I think I've just seen that Ice Power and Human Boy have a little tit going on here as well. All right, it looks like it's going well here. We English folk take the turkey very seriously, apparently. Of course, of course. All of these games will just be Gromby and someone else. Is Void on anyone's team? No, no, no. I called out the teams earlier. He's not on anybody's team. I will jump in with some other people, but as long as Gromby's on, I will do Gromby. The reason being is that I'm in theory meant to be like tailing my team a bit, being that Gromby is the only one on from my team. I will tail him until we find somebody new, I guess. Also, this would be really good. This would be a really, really, really good series. Nameless Order and Gromby will probably go hand in hand here. I think Hanadin's beat him. I don't know that Chad Thorne can beat, or certainly I've seen him beat Hanadin's, and I think I've seen Hanadin's beat him. So I think that this is going to be, it could be an interesting game for sure, for sure. God, I just told Nameless so he can pop in, come say hello, hello. Map L Algorithm. Cool. Alrighty. By the way, Logic, are the clan wars still going, or have they finished? No, they're still going. That's what this stream is about. This is the clan wars. Yeah. It was yesterday and today, and it finishes off at, I believe, about 5 AM tomorrow morning. Pick dwarfs and greenskins. So I think that Beastmen, Lizardmen are good counters here. Chaos as well is a good counter. So I think Beastmen, Lizardmen, Chaos. Wood Owls, Chad Forgan would just go greenskins. I mean, the other clan was the one that Valkyros and Turin casted. Oh, that's finished. Yeah, that's finished. Yeah, the clan wars is done. Sorry, my apologies. I see what you're saying there. Yes, it's finished. Turing casted the final, and between RTK and XMT. Cool. Yeah, so Beastman seems a pretty obvious one, and Beastman should do well against Greenskins, and it can do. Oh, thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Alright, so yeah, we're going to be on Ella Gwil, and I think here for the Dowie can be a bit of a tough one depending on what side you spawn on. Can be a bit all over the place. Sometimes. Let's have a look here. Ah, yes. Bring it in for the logicians, baby. Bring it in for the boys. Bring it home for the boys. For the Karazanko. Ooh, the Greenskins. Ah, yes. Now, the issue with the Greenskins here is they can struggle to deal with some of the elements that are brought. Yeah, you got to be careful. Gobbo's do really, really well here, I think. They uptrade quite nicely. Ah, Ninja Pingvin is in here for DBD and the Quack Clan. Indeed. Should we have a little pop in and see how Duxkeys is getting on? How's he getting on today? See what he has to say for himself. I'm just gonna say Quack, and that's it. And then I'm gonna leave. Will you do an ENT stream every day now? No. So this is just for the event. Because there's a very high amount of players on the intensity ladder right now because of the event. I can basically jump in and out of games and just be constantly casting. And then after today, I'll be back down to, I think we'll all be back down to normal stuff again. It was just for the 19th and the 20th, so it finishes essentially tonight, pretty much. It looks like Nameless Order is ready. Alrighty. Good luck, have fun, let's do this. There should be an interesting one between Greenskins and the Beastmen. Should be an interesting one. How is he going to deal with the Centaurs? Not too sure. I think a Rogue Idol here actually does really well. I think a Rogue Idol can do very, very well in this matchup. I expect Gromby to kind of be over here, looking at this kind of direction if he's going to be here, or the Beastmen will otherwise just start in the tree line. But you'll certainly be seeing the Greenskins probably in this corner if this is where Gromby is starting. No, you're not asking too many questions, TJ. Not at all. Not at all, you're fine. Not at all, my friend, not at all. So let's have a look at Mr. El Guil. It looks like here this is going to be... This looks like Bretonian land. You can see just like the waters. Oh, I think El Guil, looking at where we are on the map, it looks like this is the extension out from Bretonia. Yeah, this must be Bretonian land. I've never really looked, actually. Alright, on the floor, we are going to have Savage Orcs mixing in with more Savage Orc Big and Savage Orcs and Savage Orcs. We are going to be having Azak the Slaughterer. Very interesting. Savage Orcs all over the floor. Spider Riders with the Archers. Savage Orc Biggins. We are going to have the Death Creepers. Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers. The Rusty Arrows. Night Goblins as well. Rusty Arrows in the front. Yeah, that looks to be it. It's just going to be Savage Orcs and Savage Orc Biggins. We're also going to have a Debiggen, which is also what I expected here. Debiggen will do some nice work. He's going to be having, of course, Rock Bottom, the triple Rubble and Ruin, and Spirit of Gork or Mork. That +4 leadership is actually a really handy map-wide. Really handy. So over the Beastmen, which is going to be on this side, which is probably better, to be quite honest. We are going to have Spearmen here with the nameless order. Goreherds mixing with more Ungors, Goreherds, Ungors, Goreherds and Ungors. So we are going to have a couple here of the Ungor Raiders with those missiles. On the floor, a Brave Shaman of Wild with just Traitorkim. On the floor, Torox the Brass Ball, mixing in with a double Ferromanticore. Torox here with the Brass Body, and Slaughter's Call. Pretty strong, pretty strong. One Tuskarl Chariot. Looks like here in the back we are going to have one Dog, triple Centigores. Should be interesting. Looks like they're going to go on the left-hand flank. Got to be careful here. Got to be careful here. Do have the regenerating Death Creepers as well, which is quite nice. No throwing axes though. There's no throwing axes. So if we deal with Torox, I don't know what can kill the Biggin. I'll be honest, I don't know. We can immediately Spirit Leech. So we got Purple Sun's Extra, Spirit Leech, Azag's Slashers by the looks. We got Azag's Ard Armor with Foe Seeker, Purple Sun's Extra, Spirit Leech, Azag's Slashers. Get on with it. And Life Leeching. So expecting some Spirit Leeches downtown here on the big boy. But Manticore's in the sky. Maybe we'll Spirit Leech a Manticore or two. Alright, one coffee down the drain. Let's get on with it. Alright, boys here on the side. They're going to be shooting in as well here, trying to get a little bit of damage where we can. Big rock down the face of the Goreherds. Nice there to hit the Goreherds. Really good stuff indeed. Overcast Spirit Leech straight on the Brave Shaman. Very interesting. Straight on the Brave Shaman, not on the Manticores. I guess the Manticores can't really catch Azag. So, maybe that's something to take into consideration. Taking out the Goreherds as well is quite nice. Goreherds have pretty decent stats. 41 melee attack can certainly butcher quite hard. We can see here Savage Orcs are getting ready to kind of take on the engagement of the Tuskarls. Arrows firing into the sky as well, going into the face there of the Manticores. It looks like here we are going to move in with Azag. Azag's going to be kind of just going left and right. Lovely damage here on the right-hand side of the Goreherds. They're taking quite a bit of thumping. Savage Orcs should now be able to trade quite effectively. We are going to be shooting with the Ungor Raiders. But it's just going to be trading blows here essentially in the front. It looks like here we are going to shoot in the Night Goblin Archers, going to be kind of poisoning the Tuskarl Chariots, I believe. Yes, indeed they are. And in the middle we have the Night Goblins, Azag's Ard Armor going down, giving them extra melee defense and all the other good stuff. He's going to be fighting in the middle. It's going to be Spirit Leech on one of them. Looks like we are going to be damaging one rather than both. But Azag is going to be fighting, so we could do with some support in the sky. We are going to be poisoning rear charge here in from the Centigores. Lovely thump there into the Night Goblins. Azag's Ard Armor will allow them to be a little bit more defensive, but they did get rear charged. So you've got to be careful. A rock just gets thrown at the floor and smashes into the face of the Night Goblin Archers. Front line is kind of dwindling, so we've got to be careful. Purple Sun here on the floor would be quite nice, but in comes Torox, and Torox is uber healthy. Torox will butcher the beast here if you're not careful. Here on the floor, you can see that Debiggen is going to do some nice work up against Torox, but he's going to be having the brass bodies. He's going to take... Oh, he's actually going to get pushed over. So that's nice work there. We can see the Rusty Arrow shooting into the sky, but Azag is dying here. Azag is dying. Spirit Leech now on the big boy, but we aren't going to be losing Azag. We are going to be losing Azag. Azag is going to be running away. We are getting shots in from the floor here. Can't quite see that, so we are going to get some of the boys in shoot him. Azag down to 430 health. 360. And Azag's right near the white line. I think we might lose Azag here. If we lose Azag, it looks like it is going to be the majority of anti-power here for the Greenskins. Beastman is a really tough matchup for the Greenskins, I must admit. It's really tough. Savage Orcs are in. I don't think they have enough brunt here to deal with this. I generally do think Grimgore is the best way to take this matchup. I really do. But the big one here is going to do well. He is taking a lot of damage though, so you've got to be careful there. 120 armor for him. That's going to be army losses. GG's and well played. Yeah, really good build there coming in from Nameless Order. Really good build. Yo, what's up, Larry Mad? What are we saying, my bro? What are we saying? That big and respect, indeed. 850 there for the big one, with 200, 220, and 200 there for the Forest Goblin Spiders. 165 for the Rusty Arrows, with 104 there for the Night Goblins. Don't really know what happened to the Spider Riders and the rest, but they got hit hot. 301 there for the Savage Orc Biggins. Savage Orc Biggins just lost. Just lost. I don't really know what happened, but 220, 250, and 177 there for the Savage Orcs. I think a front line of just Biggins might have been better. Maybe. 470 there for the 8-peak Loons. Yeah, shame really. I know Gromby's normally pretty good with the greenskins. 460 for Talks and Brass Bull, with 360 there for the Brave Shaman. 550, 300, 180, and 1,130 for the Ungor Spearheads. Wow. 200, 420, 460 for the Ungor Herds. 280, 220, 300 there for the Ungors, with 380, 840, 630 for the Tuskors. Sorry, for the Centaurs, and for the Tuskors, 330. 240 for the Chaos Warhounds, with 1.3 and 1,470 there for the Ferromanticore. They just dumped on Azag. Yeah, GG's. Alright, so yeah, GG's well played there. So we'll now go on to the map if I can find it. Interesting ladder. Oh, Ratboy's playing Hanadins. Very interesting. Map is Gorgazan. So, Lizardmen Chaos. Yeah, Manticores are very cheap. They are very cheap for what they do. They are very strong for what they do. Yo, really good Beastman play. Yeah. It was very strong. Very strong. Just ripped open the front line and just greenskins just couldn't perform. They need WAR. They need it. Yeah, for sure. So Lisbon and Chaos, there's no way we don't get Dowie here from Grombrindo, I don't think. I think there's no way we don't get it. I think he would happily take Dowie into either matchup. I think you'll probably see Chaos here if that does happen. Or is he going to save it for game 3 if he thinks he can win? So the other way you do it is maybe go VP. But it depends how good Chad is with VP. Because VP beat Lizardmen and Warriors of Chaos. So it really depends on how Chad Thorgrim wants to take this. Because then he could save Dowie for the last game. But of course you've got to get there. So I think getting there is more important. So I think just take the Dowie and then we see what we've got at the end, right? Yeah, I'll try not to. I am here backing the big man. Should be interesting to see what Chad Thorgrim wants to do. So, like, the ones I see him play, Dowie, Greenskin, Skaven, VP. Well, that's what I see him play. I don't really see him play much else, to be fair, apart from those 4. As a majority. VP. And I think the way I would take the... Yeah, okay, Chaos. That makes sense. Yep. All right. Well, give me 10 seconds, guys. Empire pick, maybe. Empire into Lisbon for sure, but he's definitely going to go Chaos. Chaos does okay into Empire. 50-50. VP is better. I think VP is better. Pretty sure Godbury hates Dowie into Chaos. Dowie into Chaos is not great, I'll be honest. It's not great, but it is winnable. It is winnable. If people go Siggy, which people do, I think VP's the best here. I think VP's the best, yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Alright, guys, give me 30 seconds. Going to quickly use the bathroom, and then we'll hop onto Game 2 of this amazing series. Alrighty. Chatty's ready. I'm ready. Are you ready? That's the question. So we're going to be 1-0 here for the big man. Neanderthal does take first blood. Can we get a win back with VP? If we get a win back with VP, I think the series is definitely in hand here for Mr. Fulgrim and the Dowie. I think the final game will probably end up being Lizardmen against Dowie. But I think he'll probably go like Dowie Skaven. But you're going to want something that's going to like deter like High Elves and Dark Elves. Maybe something like Bretonia. If he goes Dowie Bretonia, you could like really push off the Elven factions, right? So for the VP in the sky. Deck dropper handguns. Looks like it's going to be 3 of those. Good AP there in the sky. On the floor, pretty cheap deckhand mobs, mixing in with some bombers. And we are going to have the Lamprey's Revenge. Double of the deckhand polearms, double gunnery whites, and a Count Inoculus. A very standard build here in the current community. Scalp Scarth on both, and here for Count Inoculus, we are going to have the Captain Roth Moondial, Wrathstorm, Archy Conduit. Oh, Melkos Mystifying Miasma, Invocation of Heck, Drowned Dead, Hunger, which I think is quite rare on him. Smoke and Mirrors, Undeath. So if this is me, right? If I was truly optimizing, with Inoculus, I probably drop Melkovs, I drop the Hunger, and I drop Smoke and Mirrors, and I just take an extra unit of deckhands. That's probably what I do. That's probably what I do. But then that's me, right? So, here for the side of Chaos. Uber wide. Forsaken, mixing in with Chaos Marauders, Chaos Warrior Halberds, Marauders, Halberds, Marauders, Mirror Guards, Aspiring Champions for the magic damage to fight ethereal units, Marauder Horsemen, Marauder Horse Masters, you name it, they've got it. I assume no throwing axes, and it looks like it's going to be one Ferromanticore. In the middle, we are going to have a Firecaster with just Burning Head and Kindle Flame, Spirit Leech, and of course here Prince Sigvold, the Magnificent, just in with Auric Armor. Very strong. Siggy is a tyrant. He is, for sure. Siggy is a tyrant. There's 5 units here. So 4 units of Horseman, 1 Horse Master. Interesting. Interesting. Should be an interesting battle, this one. Nautilus is coming forward. He's going to be shooting up against this cavalry. We need to take care of this cavalry. This cavalry is going to be a problem here for our gun cheese. Mirror Guard moving to the left. Noki is going to come forward. What sort of speed we got with Noki? 45 speed. Yeah, it's not slow. It's not fast either. Hand cannon at the ready. Boom. Straight down the line. Let's go. Big models. 75. 9 models. We will take that. We will take that. That's a win and a half right there. That's a win and a half down the line of the Mirror Guard. That is very strong indeed. You certainly want to be hitting these units that are certainly angling themselves for you. So down the line here, straight down the line, will be right on those Forsaken. You'd kill about the similar models here. Yep, lovely stuff there. 5 models dead from 1 volley. Good work. Duncrab's going to be ready. They could snipe here Sigvold. Sigvold could certainly be the shot. Sigvold is going to be the target. Taking chip damage off Sigvold is really, really important early doors. Get that damage on him, force that regen to start, and then he just becomes less and less and less of a threat. Marauder shot there in the middle. Wrathstorm as well. Wrathstorm's going to go down. Wrathstorm is going to hurt. Wrathstorm is going to hurt. Big sniper shots coming down the middle. And we can see there, already 1,000 damage worth done. And that's going to be 1,000 worth of his hit points that he can regen off the mark. He's only got 3k worth of healing, so the more you can snipe against him, the better he's going to do. Now I need to start dropping back here, get these three elements back here into the pocket, and then start pushing through. Gunbats are ready. They're going to move over here, probably to this, maybe with 1 over to come shoot here up against the Forsaken, and get some more here in the front. Horses are over on the left-hand side, and the Ferromanticore is in. It looks like here a little bit out of position. They're going to be the Gunnery Whites. Melkov's Mystify Miasma for the slow. Damage as well, so it's just going to be used as a slow. If we can get the gun... Oh, the Gun Crab took some big hits. Big hits. That's a shame. We are in with the boys. We are in with the boys. We're now going to be shooting into the front line. Certainly taking on these units here are super key. Taking on the Chaos Warrior Halberds is going to be what's going to rip apart Noculus and the rest. Spirit Leech and Carnoculus. We're in here though. We can see the bombers are on town. Burning Head as well will come down the line here. That's going to do some big damage if we're not careful. Damage is mostly negated. Very good work there from Gromby. On the side here, you can see the Forsaken have been broken down. The Lamprey's Revenge take care, alongside the Jet Dropper handguns. And here, the Aspiring Champions can also be dealt with. Doing pretty well here for the coast so far. Scabscraft down the middle here up against the Halberds. Manticore is in and rampaging. Gunnery Crabs need to keep sniping up against Sigvold. Sigvold is healing again. But where's Sigvold at now? So Sigvold's going to be losing quite a bit of health. Still got 1,800 worth of healing left. We are going to be using Wrathstorm yet again on top of him. And this is some really, really good plays. Just going to be just killing Sigvold and really reducing some of that healing he can bring in. Bring him to a healing cap when you do have to fight him. And you can just lower him and lower him and lower him to a point that he just has no involvement in the game. Double Aspiring Champions is interesting though. Double Aspiring Champions is interesting. Spirit Leech on the sky going down on the Deck Dropper handguns. Deck Droppers are going to be, I think, firing in here up against Ziggy. Lamprey's Revenge are going to pin him in and do the work here that needs to be done, but they're also going to put some pressure here on the Chaos Sorcerer Death in the sky. He reduces the Chaos Fairy Manticore. That's going to be coming into fight here up against some of the Deck Gunners. Deck Gunners could do with dealing damage here up against the Manticore. Kind of kiting a little bit would be quite nice. Melkoff's in the back here on the Marauder Horseman. The bats just need to, you know, kind of just hop it out of here, really. Just get away. But you do lose that support here for the battlefield. Nautilus is on the floor. He's going to be getting kited pretty hard. Arcane Conduit for him. In the middle there, we can see Sigvold. Healing Cap is not available yet, but he's down to half health. He's seriously got to be careful here. There's Healing Cap. Down to 1,400 for him. He's getting sniped in the back here. But this is the problem. Gunnery Rights are in. And they're going to be getting fought here by the Chaos Warrior Halberds. We need a summon here coming out of the boy to get in the back here and kind of pinning these Chaos Warrior units to stop them from getting on top of the Gunnery Crabs. Big shot at the front there. And it looks like the boys are shooting here into the Manticore. What can we do though? It looks like here Melkovs is on down on Prince Sigvold. Aspiring Champions are in the back. I don't know which way this is going to go yet. So it looks like here we have the Chaos Sorcerer here with Spirit Leech on the deck dropper handguns. Need to keep those bad boys moving as much as possible. So it also get the Gunnery Crab with more ammunition here, with more powder. He's going to be fighting up against the Aspiring Champions, which is a bit of a problem there for him. They have very, very good stats indeed. And so here we are going to have Wrathstorm down on Prince Sigvold, and he's taken so much here from the Vampirate side of things. He's going to be down to 1,600 health, and that is going to be 800 worth of healing left, but he is taking a lot of damage. Gunnery White is going to be shooting, but does he want to stay in combat? Does the Gunnery White want to stay here unless we're going to shoot it with Noculus? Sigvold comes over. I think Noculus is in trouble. Aspiring Champions in the back as well. Oh, looks like we did get a bit of a hit there on Sigvold. Sigvold is pretty close to dying here. And so here we are moving in with the Lamprey's Revenge. Lamprey's Revenge are shooting. Noculus is getting out, and we're in with the Crabs. Crabs coming with the Slam. The Steel Chair is in. Is it going to be activated, though, is the question. On top of Sigvold, Sigvold down to 600, 550 health there for him. Good work here coming in from Gromby to really shut down the big Slanesh Master himself. Halberd still doing the work here on the Gunnery Whites. They're going to be chomping down pretty hard. Sigvold is getting out of there, and there's not a lot to put any pressure on. We do have Gunbats coming in. We get the Cheese Masters through. Maybe take out some of the Marauder Horse Masters. We can then get in and shut down and kill Sigvold. Sigvold down to 330 HP. He does have a bit of healing though. 380 left in the pipeline there for him. One of the Gunnery Crabs is going to drop if we don't get a heal there for him. It looks like he is going to be falling. Are we going to get a heal? It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it. And the Gunnery Crab does fall. Gunbats are trying to kill Sigvold. They're going to take a buckload of damage for it. I think this is probably a chaos win here. There's just too many halberds. This is the problem with Sigvold. But we can see here that Marauder Horsemen are just going to be shooting here into Noculus. It's going to be the Crabs and Noculus left here. Looks like we do get a hit, but 580 health for him. He's going to be just very, very, very strong. More powder here just to kind of shoot and fight. And the Gunnery Crab is having a big problem. This is a mass wave of chaos here in the middle to do all the business. Horsemen and Horse Masters just kiting up against the deck dropper handguns. They got firewalls moving. And this is the problem. We use a lot of Melkos Mystify Miasma and not a lot there on healing. That is going to be army losses. GG's and well played here for the Chaos and Name Disorder. It was very good focusing on Sigvold, like getting down. Like, the focus was really, really strong, and you can see it just negated him completely. But 1,550 from Noculus, you know, you expect him to be in this kind of 3,000 range. So yes, I agree. I don't think it's really good, but he did take him out of the game. 980 and 1,000 for the Gunnery Rise. I think the chip damage in the beginning was really, really strong. And he was able to get in there and do really, really, really good work. 1,500 for the Lamprey's Revenge. But we needed to focus down, in my personal opinion, the double halberds. Double halberds had to go. 1,200, 1,450. I think they're the ones that needed to be worked on. 150, 130, 160, and 200 there from the deckhands. Polearms in at 277 and 150 there, with 170 and 240 there for the deckhand bombers. 275, 271, 313 there from the handguns. Yeah, it's not nice effort, nice effort. Spirit Leech 245, 944. Oh, 944 for Spirit Leech and 245 for the Burning Head. 166, 200, 220, 48, and 227 there for the Marauders. 280, 500 for the Aspiring Champions. 126 there for the Forsaken, with 1,000, 500, 1,200. 1,000 there for the Mirror Guard with some big 171 kills, very strong. Nearly 500, 600, 1,000, 1,300, Jesus Christ. 660 and 540 there for the Royal Horse Masters, with 400 for the Ferromanticore. Yeah, I think key targets, double halberds, Ferromanticores. Outside of that, I don't know. I think he did really well to take out Sigvold. But Sigvold ate so much damage. So much damage. Nice one on stream, thanks. No problem, Mr. Nameless Order, no problem. Hey, Jason, how we doing? Nameless is very good. Nameless is very good. He is very good. He does use top tier factions. So I think there, on the flip side of things, if we had managed to deal with the Chaos Halberds, and then we had managed to kill Sigvold in that moment, I think the game would have been on its head. I think we could have won there as the VP, maybe, with a couple of summons and stuff. But we didn't have enough mana for summons. I think Melkos was a mistake. Smoke and Mirrors is a mistake. And I think you don't want Knocker's fighting in combat when he's on his big machine. So I think taking the Hunger is a mistake. He could have taken an extra unit of infantry, maybe some polearms with some extra AP, something like that, right? To really help bolster that front line. Just a little bit more, a little bit more chaff to really hold back the waves to give you more time. I think perhaps was the way to go with that. So I think that was a small mistake there. The whites are quicker than the halberds. No, yes, they are quicker than the halberds. So, yeah, but eventually at some point they have to fight, don't they? But yes, they are quicker than the halberds, yes. Right, so Butcherbird is fighting. Can he join my lobby is the question. Cool. So I think he's playing against Scrut. I don't know who Scrut is. Let's go down to the bottom here, see what we can see. Hey, Nameless! Congratulations! All right, so yes. Why can't I see this? Aha! Ah, it's the central scrutinizer. Yes. Butcherbird versus Central. Butcher, do I have you added is the question. I don't know if I have you added. Oh. I wonder I couldn't find you, Butcher. You go under Crowfather. How am I meant to know that? For God's sake. Well, this is the problem with everyone having all different names. Oh, thank you. I just saw that stuff. Yeah, it's stupid. People are like, oh, I'm online. Yeah. I keep forgetting I am the Crowfather only on DC. No problem. Yeah, I think 2 Mantis with Horseman helps Chaos let. Yeah, basically, yeah. Alrighty, so trying to see. Yeah, so a name disorder that actually joins the Masters group, which is really cool. Cool for him. Very, very good stuff indeed. But of course, sad stories there for Grombrindle, but he'll jump back for sure. I know it. I'm sure he didn't lose too much elo. Central's Exclusive Nicer will be in the Gold Renowned. So, yeah, he's performing quite well as well. I don't know where Butcherbird is. Okay, so Butcherbird is in Platinum. Okay. So he'll be the tier above. First map is going to be Storm Demon. Storm Demon. Alright, so second map will be Plains of the Dead, followed by MP Blue Beach River. Right. What's this, gentlemen? I saw Lotus have an interesting take on the Hellcam. Okay. Yeah, gunbats can be really, really hard to get rid of. Cool. So, looks like Crowfather TK Empire I counter with greenskins. Oh, okay, cool. So greenskins into TK. Cool. Let's do this. I think this is greenskin favored, but you know, it's not over the world. Not over the world greenskin favored. What was the other pick we had here? Oh, Empire. Do I prefer Empire into greenskins? I don't know. I don't know. That's an interesting one. That is an interesting one. I think that Football does really well here. Although what you can bring, there is, I won't say until we start. Oh, sorry, both went on me. Oops. Sorry. One thing you can bring is the Sphinx of Yusuf. Actually has fire resistance, which is not necessary against the greenskins, but it has fire damage. So you can really wreck apart Grom, you can really wreck apart the Giant River Troll Hag, and any other regenerating monsters like Stone Trolls, etc. I think I do a number there. So having the big boy can do some nice work indeed, and Cetra on the kitty cat with Terra is also always, you know, very, very good. So you can always, you know, go try that out. Skeleton Horse Archers are necessary as well in this matchup, I think, like 4 of them, just to counter the skirmish there from the greenskins. And if they go more than you, you've got the range advantage. So you can certainly take that on yourself. So, quick question for you guys. What have you thought here about the... so what we'll do is we'll finish it off. Obviously, the Logicians are going to win, obviously. Obviously. But what have you guys thought about the event? Ah, Mr. Murphalef is online. He's here to play. To be fair, it often doesn't matter who is favoured, but who is more comfortable with it. Yes, exactly, Cypher. Exactly. But for me, it's just to say, it's just for me to say, this is what I've seen in my experience. Yeah, for sure. So he's going to be LV Central. So it's Lover Squad against the Karas and Core here. The Kazakit clan. It's going to be up against... there we go. Alright, so Storm Demon. Interesting map for sure. So for the Greenies, we are going to have Orc Boars mixing in here with Trolls. Not even Stone Trolls, just Trolls. Very interesting. Less armor, considerably less armor. Savage Orc Biggins in the middle, mixing in with more Trolls. I guess they're just cheaper. Orcs, more Savage Orc Biggins. Goblins, Snarsnik, who's actually really strong in this matchup. Goblins, Trolls, Savage Orcs, and Orc Boars. Still have 100 armor piercing, weapon strength, like they're no joke as well. Orc Boar Chariots, uber strong. Spell Magic here from the Orc Shaman, Edbutt, and Brain Buster. In with Snarsnik, who's also really strong with Fermented Fungi, and Spite of the Bad Moon. Yeah, very good. Can't complain. No ITP though, no ITP. Mongoose Mangan Brawlers in the front, and that is all. That is all she wrote. Here we go. Yeah, pretty comfortable there with the Tomies. 3 of these Skeleton Archers in the front. Double Tomb Scorpion, very strong. Nightheart Horseman. The Bone Giant. With, looks like a bucket load in the back. So, Nightheart Horseman, either side, very strong. Skeleton Spears, mixing in with Skeleton Warriors. No Tomb Guard as of yet. And then, obviously, double Chariots. The Bony Boy, though, we are going to come in with the big one. The Big Bone Giant. He has 625 armor-piercing, anti-large missile strength that can certainly do the big dumpster. In the back, Ark in the Black here on horseback, I think. I know he's going to be on foot with... oh, very nice. Don't know why he's brought this one, but he's got the Doom and Darkness, Spirit Leech, Liber Mortis, Staff and the Gash, and the Tomb Blade of Arkan. He's also going to be having My Will Be Done, which will be interesting for the front line, for sure. Not a big fan of Doom and Darkness. It's very, very situational. Very situational. I also have been seeing Katep, so let's pray for that. Yeah, I think DJ can do quite well here. DJ Kartep can certainly get in and bust some beats. He can certainly do the big numbers here on the boys. On the da boys. Yeah, he certainly does actually quite well in this matchup. His magic damage does really well against Savage Orcs, because of course they got physical resistance. So he can certainly get in there and bust some beats, kill some troops, and then when he comes in with all the buffs, etc., and uses the leechy staff to stop like fermented fungi and stuff like that from regenerating and etc. Yeah, Doom and Darkness is cool against trolls. Yeah, Doom and Darkness is nice against trolls for sure. It is good against trolls. Trolls do have, what, 40 leadership? So you can pop it there, but of course, it becomes very situational towards when you shouldn't use it on certain areas. Like, it's quite an investment on Winter Magic if you think about Doom and Darkness, just for a break, if that makes sense. Because trolls will just outrun all your skeletons, so you need to have something to chase it off if you're going to use Doom and Darkness. Now, Doom and Darkness cost 7 Winter Magic, 8 for a Spirit Leech, so they'll actually do damage, and permanent damage as well. And they'll do quite a lot up against Stone Trolls with 12 models. They'll do quite a lot of damage. So Archer's coming forward. We don't really have anything to counter this Archer play. Bony Boy is going to fire forward though. Morgrubs, do they want to take this engagement? I don't really think they do want to take this engagement, if I'm quite honest. I think they just want to hop round, really, than do anything. But you've got the Nekahara Horseman here ready to go. So you need to push forward with the Green Boys. Yeah, so nice juking there from the Morgrubs Marauders. Bony Boy is going to shoot downtown. What are we aiming for here? It's like a bit of a shot and a miss. I either know Bone Giants to be uber accurate or couldn't hit a barn door with a shovel. Yeah. And let's have a look. Which is it going to be today? Yeah, nice shot in the back. Looks like here we are going to get a bit of a slow push there from the Crowfather. I'm sure he will get a bit more of a good push coming forward here. Should be able to get in the back here and do some good shutdown. But if you can chase off a unit of trolls, it's more than worth it. Yes, of course. Got to have fun? Awesome. Both sides. Very good stuff. Night Gobos, they're ready to get the war on. Get in the loons down the line and do all the good stuff. What I really like to do is, if my opponent's not paying attention, we'll get the loons down to like this line. And then as I disengage, they'll run straight into the loons, and they're just taking buckloads of damage. And then there's no risk to me if they kind of go left or right. They're just all in the face of the skeletons. Then it's very hard to micro in game when you do that. But if you can get that off, it can work really well. And there's no kind of pay. The payoff is just extra. Big shots here, actually going through the gobos. But it looks like here Bone Giant is going to return. There's going to be a couple of seconds. He's going to be offline. We should be getting forward here with the Orc Shaman, get a couple of those brain busters in the front. I think 150 and 200 meters of range there for also Edbutt. Edbutt 150 and yeah, 200, yeah, good stuff. So here we go. All boars are in. They should be able to get around the flank. Should be able to shut down quite a few units here in the backside. Skeleton Chariots probably need to get forward already and start cycle throughing some of the gobos, but it's like we're not going to quite get that. As the boys are going to be in, the wire is going to be ready. Might get a cycle through here now. In come the Tomb Scorpions. Don't want them both in the same area. You want them being ready to terrify in different areas of the park. That's what's so good for the Tomb Scorpions. 1,000 gold cost for a very heavily armoured unit that has terror. So Liber Mortis here in the pocket is going to protect quite a few units, give them 40% extra resistance. This is a bit of a blob, I'm not going to lie. But that blob can certainly do some good work there for sure. Maybe try and see if we can get Snartnick in with a bit of with some bonuses. Looks like we are going to get Edbutt here that is going to smash through the line there of the skeletons. That will be at least one unit of skeletons down. The Night Goblin should be ready there with a nice sneaky down the line. Looks like here the Skeleton Spearmen are going to be waiting. Wire gets popped. Greenskins are in. They're going to be doing the work here of Gork and Mork as we charge down here. The Orc Boars coming in to smash up these Skeleton Chariots. Only 80 armor for them. Coming in with the Orc Boars, the Wire with the extra AP, base weapon damage, and 24 melee attack can really, really bolster the front line. Jarrett's still going through, going to be down to 7 models. Very weak here in the back. The Orc Boars, though, losing to Nekahara Horseman. They're going to get in and do all the good stuff. We are on the triple Realm of the Souls, though, and we are ready for the Realm of Yushoti. In the middle here, we can see the Trolls. They're going to be thumping here up against the Nekahara Horseman. Not too sure the chase here. No, they're going to be chasing after a Tomb Scorpion in the back. doing the big dumpstering, which is going to be interesting. Terror is certainly a big thing that they'll have to deal with. They are going to be thumping pretty hard here in the back. They actually got some nice good connections there. The club's really going ham on the tombs. The front line here really wants this to, you know, sort of push in as well, get Snarstnik in, get those buffs here, really help your Stone Trolls, give them the anti-large and all the good stuff. Doom and Darkness going down on all of this as well. It's going to be overcasted. That will stay for 36 seconds, so we could see a couple of good breaks here in the middle. All ball boards are in the back, just get a couple of cycle charges here, hopefully on the Skeleton Spears. But in the middle here, we do have just a bucket of garbage just kind of getting thrown at the Savage Orc Biggins. Liber Mortis in the pocket, giving 40% physical resistance. It looks like here we are going to be having Fermented Fungi on the Skeleton Chariots. They do rampage, and they're getting that negative, although they're actually going to rampage here into the Night Goblins, which is interesting. They get a 24-minute defense, puts them down to 0, so they will take a lot of damage. In the back there, Ark in the Black is just going to be kind of moving over there. A lot of broken units, so it looks like Doom and Darkness, they're coming in quite nicely to break quite a few. But that will now return now that that is, has gone off. Well, it looks like we are going to be favouring here Central Scrutinizer with the Tomb Kings. But we are moving in the back here. But a lot of this has been broken. A lot of the frontline chaff has been dealt with. And, of course, now we can really get into the back and start doing all the good stuff. Oh, the boys going down here in the middle. They are just going to be deleting everything here in the middle. And you can see there's still probably one more Night Goblin here ready to go if we can get it in there from the boys. They've used 2 out of 3. That's a really good micro there coming out of Butcherbird. We really need to get a bit of a buff in here. Need the anti-large buff here for these boys to really fight up against the Bony Boys, or in here up against the Tomb Scorpions. Snarstnik is him. He can certainly do some good work up against the Tomb Scorpion, but he's also getting slapped in return. He does have 55 melee defense, but certainly could get a bit of help here. Would be certainly quite decent. Looks like here we are going to be using Spider Bad Moon here on top of the Night Goblins. Now, if we can get the War, or looks like they're going to be a little bit too low now. They might be able to get one off. No, it looks like they're going to be a little bit too low now. They are going to drop below 25%. Spirit Leech goes down on Snarstnik. Snarstnik has pretty much butchered one of the Tomb Scorpions. Their balance bat is even. This is a super close game. The third and final Liber Mortis in the middle, as we do see the Trolls are still going ham here. They're doing very, very well. But they need to butcher off these Skeleton Chariots for sure. They need to get finished. Liber Mortis has been done. I think it's only 17 seconds. Staff and the Gash has been popped for Arkan. Maybe try and see if we can get another one there on Snarsnik. We do charge in here with the Borgos Manga Marauders, trying to see if we can get a little bit of room there so Snarsnik can breathe even just a little bit. Trolls there are going to be regenerating as they push off the edge of the field, and they're not going to get chased, so they will get a bit of healing here, and then they will be able to return and come back and fight harder and stronger. We do see some of the Orc boards. They need to get in here and really come screen here for Snarsnik. They need a linebacker, and they need it now. In the middle though, looks like we are going to be getting the Stone Trolls, thumping a little bit here up against the Big Bone Giant. Going to get the big hits in. More return here as well for those. Looks like it's going to be Spirit Leech going downtown on the Orc board Chariots. And it looks like we are going to miss a trick here. We are going to miss him with the Orc boards to really cover for Snarsnik. He's not going to return as long as that is in behind. Looks like we've got a miss on Snarsnik. The Tomb Scorpion is going to have to come back, because otherwise we are going to lose this matchup. Stone Trolls returning. We should get some of those gobos back in as well, but they're going to break here and shatter as well. We need to be really careful here as the Greenskins. If we go in bit by bit by bit, we're certainly going to fall apart here. Some of the Skeleton Warriors in the front, the Savage Orcs here are going to fall in, but we do come back here with Snarsnik. Tomb Scorpion's back. The Trolls don't have enough leadership to fight on their own. Snarsnik does get 360 there, so we need a return for him here. GG. It's not GG's yet. It's not GG's yet. It looks like here in the front we can see Skeleton Archers firing. Stone Trolls do shatter, and that is now going to be army losses. Okay. Yeah, I think if we had reformed ranks and then gone back in, certainly could have been very different. It certainly could have been very different. Yeah, nice build for the Central Scrutinizer. 1.8 there for the Bone Giant. 1,100, 400 there for the Tomb Scorpions. With 566, 500, and 255 for the Skeleton Horse Archers. 570 and 850 there for the Skeleton Chariots. 624 with 599 there for the Nekahara Horsemen. 580, 150, no, 140. 570 for the Skeleton Spearmen with 220 and 130. Warriors in at 160 and 120. Ark in the Black, 580. Yep, pretty good overall. Pretty good overall. Snarsnik, 800. We got 180 there for the Orc Shaman. He just got dealt with. Rivendell Hag, in my opinion, is just always better. We got 280 there for the Goblins. We got 244 there for the for the other Goblins. 150 and 104 there for those Goblins. 1,100 for the 8 Peak Loonies. Savage Orcs, 830, 500, 800. Orc Boar Boys, 426 for 364. And 475 there for the Orc Boar Boys. 237 there for the Orc Chariots, with 972 there for the Boar Grubs. And Trolls coming in at 141, 550, and 324. What do I think? What do I think? Firstly, GG's, good game. Good game. I think here from the Crowfather, I think frontline looks decent here. I think just moving in with more Savage Orcs is better. I don't really like Orc Boar. Like if you want some cavalry to pin in, I think Spider Riders here are just fine. I think Spider Riders are fine. Yeah. Chariot struggled. Spirit Leech, like Arkin here is very, very good. Just Spirit Leech spam is pretty strong. More Grubs is fine. You can shoot like all sorts of things. I think Fermented Fungiing the Tomb Scorpions was needed. A little bit more focus on the Tomb Scorpions, removing those, and then you can just kind of individually take on the Chariots. And I think Spirit Leech as well. Like I like the Orc Shaman. He does really well at deleting chaff, but it's just chaff, so I don't see it being too worth it. I think coming in with the Brass Cleaver as well as immune to Psychology for the remainder of the forces is really, really strong with the Black Orc Big Boss. And if you bring in Giant Rivendell Hag, you can have Spirit Leech with regen and Mither as well to like slow down certain units, you know, just prevent cycle charging as much as possible with Skeleton Chariots. You can pin them in, you can use the Fermented Fungi, do the damage, and just rip units bit by bit by bit by bit. But then that's my personal opinion. I think just 2 Stone Trolls just finishes out the rest. And then you just make these a little bit wider and cheaper there, and you just use the Spider Rider Cav to kind of just... They won't deal with the Nekahara Horsemen, but they'll hold them back. They'll stop them from cycle charging. The poison will get in there. They'll do more damage. They've got relatively decent armor as well, and they've got 45 armor, bronze shield. They can just counter here some of the Skeleton Horse Archers, for sure. But then that's my opinion on the matchup. Are there really no good 2 picks with Norska? Oh, they're just talking. I can't see. Train would actually be horrible there. One thing I'm trying to do here. No bueno, yeah, indeed, yeah. The map was weird, which is why I kind of asked, did they want to play it? Oh, this is interesting. So Toon Kings would normally be a good counter to Wood Elves. Right, so let's check on the map. After that, so why have I lost this now? You moved. There we go. Plains of the Dead. So Norska and TK. Interesting one. What do we do for Norska TK? Norska Wood Elves, sorry. Norska Wood Elves. Norska Wood Elves. Bretonia is a pretty good counter. Yeah, Bretonia's a pretty good counter, I think. Yeah, I would say Bretonia is a pretty decent counter. What I'll do, as I need to use the bathroom again, I'll be right back. Alrighty. Oh, Empire. Okay. Yeah, this matchup is Empire favoured for sure. Oh, I didn't bring myself out. There we go. Brett into Norska probably 50-50. No, I think it's pretty Bretonia favoured. I think it's pretty Bretonia favoured. I think it's particularly Bretonia favoured. Like, dealing with heavily armoured cavalry is not something that they thrive at. Most of their anti-large tools don't have armour piercing. But even then, I don't think it's that much. I think it is slightly favoured. I mean, Skirmish Cav can do that. What do you mean? Sorry, Zyphon. I think a lot more. I think a lot more than 2, right? I think, like, you know, things like mammoths and stuff, like, you get absurd charge bonus. Like, 78 charge bonus is absurd. You can, yeah. But also, skirmish cav is incredibly lightly armored as well, and that can also be dealt with by cavalry from the from the Empire, right? So let's say you go with, I mean, that's only if you bring throwing axes, right? Throwing axes 70 meters of range. Okay, pistoliers. No, you bring 3 or 4 Knights of the Blazing Sun with 3 or 4 pistoliers. What's he gonna do? Skirmish cav can't even touch your Knights of the Blazing Sun. You know, or just a huntsman or 2 to delete that. I think it's an interesting conversation. Like, when I talked with Katam about it. Oh, Brenta, Norska, is even worse, because you've got even worse, right? You've got even cheaper skirmish cavalry. You've got the Wardens of Montfort. You've got normal skirmish cav that will just deal very comfortably against throwing axes. Even easier to screen out, even cheaper to screen out. Even cheaper. Yeah, fine dogs, but then you just countercharge them with Knights of the Blazing Sun. Knights of the Blazing Sun, they're getting compromised. You countercharge and shoot with the cheap skirmish cav. Cheap skirmish cav mixing in with heavily armored knights is a big problem for a lot of factions. It is a big problem. Big problem. Yeah, but you only have 4. That's correct. Yep, that's correct. But when you've got 140 range compared to 70, or even at max 90, you should dominate that matchup. You should dominate. And even then, you've also got Peasant Bowmen to fall back on, which have 160 range. That also come in with poison, which the Norskins don't have. And poison is a huge tool. So even just 2 pox arrows with 4 skirmish cavalry, including the Wardens of Montfort, is very strong. So we're also talking about Empire in the top left as well. So yeah, I think it is a problem. But also, I'm also talking about 2 players of equal skill level going at each other. I just think for Norska, they're at a disadvantage. But as you said earlier, this also includes people that have 2 experience levels of the matchup, right? So if these 2 people have to have even experience of the matchup, if one's more experienced than the other, they can deal with it differently. But the one advantage, because also skirmish cavalry there, like the Wardens of Montfort, also have firewalls moving. So it's not like where it's the Dark Elf situation where repeater crossbows can't fire whilst moving. They've got 140 range, super cheap, and can fire whilst moving. The only issue on top of that's the extra one, is then dogs. How do you deal with dogs? Then you have to use your heavily armored cavalry to deal with dogs, and basically it becomes a bit of a game as to how many dogs do you invest in, and all those kind of things, right? Do you go massive on the dogs? Do you go massive on the skirmish? And what happens if they just go, 4 units of heavily armored knights and then 4 units of skirmish? It could be a big challenge there. It's a kind of bit of mix and match. So it's a bit difficult, really. It's a true. I think that favors the Bretonnians and the Empire on both those points, which is why I think they're both Empire and Bretonnia favored matchup. But yeah, it's a tough one. The other way you can lose really hard as well, which is something that I think is also slightly overlooked, if you bring like a Luminarch and they bring Wolfric on a Mammoth, which happens pretty often. Yeah, you could just delete him using that, or just a Hammer of the Witches or something, just to counter the big Mammoth. Hammer of the Witches does really well in that matchup, I think. But anyway, we'll come back to that one. So we got Triple Way Watchers, which I think is pretty strong. Sisters of the Thorn, Wild Riders, 2 units. Moving in with Glade Riders, Wild Riders, and Glade Rider Spears. Spells Ring of Life with Awakening of the Woods and Earthblood, nice and cheap. Glade Lord with Prayer for WARHAMMER and Arrow to Kurnos, very strong. And a unit of the War Dancers in the back. Yeah, so not saying you're wrong. Not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that's I'm saying that to spark more conversation, right? So so here we got Empire Knights, Knights of the Blazing Sun, Empire Knights, Knights of the Blazing Sun, Knights of the Blazing Sun. So he's got some range here to help him. He's got Huntsman, 5 units. We've also got Huntsman General, Net of Amatok, Burning Head, Kindle Flame, I assume, and Shem's Burning Gaze, with Power Stone and Kindle Flame, with a few of the Spearmen in the front. Interesting. Interesting. But yeah, no, I'll be interested to hear your counter to that, because I think if you go in the Norska matchup, if you bring even just Pistoliers to counter skirmish, because there's two ways of taking it, right? So let's say we've got a unit here at skirmish cavalry, and you come in with the Wardens here, and then you've got the Knights of the Blazing Sun like here in the back. If they charge towards and engage your units here, you can counter charge and pull out, and then you can essentially use your cav to beat their cav up. And otherwise, they're going to lose the skirmish game here with either Outriders or Wardens of Montfranc, or just, you know, whatever, right? They're gonna lose that engagement on either side, and you can essentially dominate the battlefield because you have range tools like Huntsman as well that can sit in the pocket for Empire, or Pox Arrows of 160 range, and then you've got just bucket loads of infantry that you can just throw and throw and throw until you've won the skirmish game, and then you basically just win by cycle charging and fey and all that BS, you know. So I think you're misunderstanding. I'm saying, like, I'm talking about just specifically cavalry. I'm saying they get the same advantages. I'm not saying they're the same faction. Right, so I'm saying the advantage they have over the Norskans, which is what most Chaos factions have, is a limited range pool. So being that most of their range is limited, they get outranged, and being that they have skirmish cavalry that can keep up, if not better, their skirmish cavalry, and they also have backed up heavily armored cavalry on Bretonnia and Empire. I don't think they're the same faction, but I think they share that same benefit. That is a primary problem in the matchup. And then Knights of the Blazing Sun on top of that, not only essentially charge balance to fire damage, which is also a weakness to wolves, and there's also a weakness to ice trolls and a few other things as well. Ice wolves, big weakness, 20%. You know, it's quite huge. So they're not the same faction. They don't play the same way, but I think they have similar ideas. So Knights of the Blazing Sun get a bit of a shot there. A couple going downtown, 4 kills, so pretty good there out of the rip. But yeah, but you keep going back to Empire. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Maybe you don't understand, but that's fair enough. Maybe you don't understand how I'm describing it, but oh my god, that got deleted. Yeah, I'm just saying I think that the interaction is the same, but yeah, maybe you don't. I don't know. Alright, so we are going to have... oh yeah, nice Shem's Burning Gaze going down on the Glade Lord. Oh my god, I can't believe he got deleted that high. He might die here. I thought they decided not to go for it. They actually decided to snipe the Light Wizard. Those shots are so accurate, so accurate. They could actually kill the Huntsman General here if they're not careful. No, that's a good bit of damage. The Huntsman General could fall here. Huntsman General could fall. Healing there for the Glade Lady. Where's the... it's just going to be a healing life with Awakening of the Woods, which is pretty good there for the slow. Shots on the front. Spearman will be having shields, but this is going to be so much damage. Another Shem's coming downtown on the Glade Lord. Shots on the front on the Way Watchers. Around the right hand side, we are getting Sisters of Thorn. So arrows at the top there for Huntsman. They're going to do, you know, a good bit of counter kite here up against the 5 units to do quite nicely up against the Way Watchers. Obviously going to be lightly armoured. He's got 190 range, and you kind of got, you know, sort of like, what, 180 there? Only 160 for the Huntsman, okay. Yeah, shots hitting down the flanks here. That should be some lovely damage there on the Spearman. Okay, the Sister of Thorn coming around the flank there. Probably trying to get a couple of shots here onto the Knights of the Blazing Sun. Looks like some good work in the back there. Looks like the Knights there are going to get hit pretty hard. The Elite Knights here from the Flame Going to do some quite nice work. Magic resistance actually makes them quite strong. If they just had fire resistance, they'd be a lot weaker for sure. A lot weaker. This is a Thorn, they're just going to be nice and close. We've got to be careful there with the charge. 85 speed, yeah, just got to make sure that we're on point there. Oh, there was one that did fall. So we are going to be kiting with a couple of jabs there. 42 poison missile strength is quite good as well. So they offer some pretty good kite there. So you should be charging in the front there up against a lot of the spearmen here in the front. They're just going to be kind of left out to dry here. So good push in there from the Wild Riders. On the side, we do actually see in the middle there, we see some War Dancers kind of engaging in the front line. Going to get counter-charged here by the Knights of the Blazing Sun. Looks like we are going to move over the Wild Riders to try and counter this push here from the Knights. Spearmen are ready. Cavalry's moving into the back. Curse of Anera going down. Negative speed, negative stats. So we should be able to fight here and do quite nicely. What's going to be down here in the middle? That's going to be a Net of Ammo top, and now we're going to fight, and now that's going to be a Burning Head on the top. Burning Head is going to do a lot of damage here in the middle. That's going to be a lot. That's a really nice play there coming in from Central Scrutinizer. Very, very strong. A big charge followed by the Burning Head has just deleted so much cavalry. So much cavalry. And the Spellslinger Life has fallen. It's going to be charging the back there from the Wild Riders on top of the Huntsmen. So the Huntsmen are going to be falling there just a little bit. Weight Watchers ready to go. Weight Watchers could do getting in and maybe shutting down some of the cavalry. Curse of Anera was a nice play, but you saw 1, 2, 3 units have been fallen there to just the sheer might. Make that 4 units there to the sheer might of that Burning Head and the Nets. That was a lovely, lovely play. So Wild Riders here, the shield should be able to charge here into the back. And they're going to do some lovely work up against the Huntsmen. They're just going to get in there, but they are going to get counter-charged here by Knights of the Blazing Sun. Balance of Power is going to shift here into the Empire favour pretty heavily. And we can see there, yeah, it looks like it's going to be a nice Shim's Burning Gaze in the back. Trying to see if we can snipe out the Spellslinger of Life. But we're also going to catch in the back there. We're going to catch some Weight Watchers as well. No problem, Butcherbird, no problem. So in the middle there, we do see a Net on top of the Huntsman. It's going to be Awakening of the Woods down there for a bit of a smash damage there on the Huntsman. Balance of Power pretty heavily shifting now. We do have Weight Watchers on board. They still got good ammunition, but we can't really be affording to shoot up against these Spearmen. We now need to be shooting to some more expensive targets, or Balance of Power is going to further and further shift away from the ammunition expenditure. Should be getting another Arrow of Colonels coming out soon if we haven't already. Need to be able to shut down some of these units coming in. Weight Watchers are going to shoot into the front here up against the Empire Knights. Need to definitely take care of that cavalry. 66 speed will catch up. Shots are also coming down on the Weight Watchers. That is going to be army losses. GG's and well played here for Central Scrutinizer. He really put the punishing on there in the end. Hey Dog, how we doing? How are we doing? Alright, so 633 there for the Huntsman General. We got 750 there from the Light Wizard. 2047 from one Burning Head there for the Bright Wizard. 255 with 8, 370 and 150 for the Spearman. We got 300 there for the Huntsman with 730 for the second one with 500, 550 and 600. That was a beautiful Burning Head. Beautiful Burning Head. 720 and 120 there for the Empire Knights. Knights of the Blazing Sun 590, 420 and 440. So 270 there for the Sisters of Thorn. 355 there from the Wild Riders with 612. 620 there for the other Wild Riders with 76, 74 there for the Glade Riders. 1,350 for the Weight Watchers. 1,900 with 504 here for the War Dancers. And 180 for the Spellsinger with 300 there for the Glade Lady. Yes, I'm going to keep casting. Central Scrutinizer coming in with the 2. Alright, I'm actually going to save that game. That was a really lovely Burning Head there in the middle, actually. That was a really nice Burning Head. Let's save that. All right, so let's see if is anyone else playing. Is anybody else playing? I've just messaged my guys. Cool. Looks like it's going to be Energize versus the Crowfather. It's going to be the next one. Energize will be from Ducky's side of things, so should be able to get some good stuff going on in there. All right, so there's Chuck on here with the Intensity Ladder. We are going to go with... God, this Discord is so confusing. It's not even like straightforward. Alright, so... Alright, so we've energized here. We can see... He's going to be in Platinum. Oh no, he's going to be in Master. So Energize is in Master. So you should be able to get in and do some good work. Plains of the Dead, which I don't know if we're on that one. Yes. We've got Plains of the Dead, Mortis Waste, and Storm Demon. They love this Storm Demon, Matt. Alright, so let's have a look. So we're going to be having Beastmen, Wood Elves. Opit TK, Beastmen. Alright, nice. Plains of the Dead, so we are going to be having Beastmen up against TK. That should be an interesting one. This is one that happens a fair amount. So yeah, it sounded, it looks like a few of my players. It looks like unfortunately a few of my players aren't going to be able to play tonight. So I think maybe Full Poland might jump on. We got a couple of wins there from Mr. Gromrindel, but I think for the majority for my team that's it. So I think that's going to be us for the tournament. I think, which is a shame, but it is what it is. I guess people have got things to do. I guess, which I totally understand. You have a weird question. I've no idea who that is, dog, I'm afraid. I've never seen this person. Sorry, dog. I don't know who that is. I've never seen anybody go by that name. Nope. Sorry, mate. Don't recognise that name, I'm afraid. I haven't seen anybody go by that name. Do you know if he played for a... Did you know if he went under another name? Did you know if he played for a clan? Never heard the name, I don't think. Okay. I don't know this one, I'm afraid. Sorry, man. Sorry, doggo. I've watched I've maybe been involved in the scene for maybe like the last 2 years. Alright, so let's hop in. See what we got. So, for the boys, we are going to be having a Centaur throwing axes, 3 units. Missing with 4 here of the Crowfather's Spearmen, make that 5. Double best of Gauls, the best of the Gauls here in the back. Missing with 4 units of the Razor Piggies. In the middle, we are going to be having a Gobble, it's going to be nice and naked. Also here with a Brave Shaman of Wild with Traitorkin, and Brave Scream with Talk to Brass Ball there for Brass Body, and Slaughter's Call. So on the floor, we are going to be having skeletons, Tomb Guard, Tomb Guard, Tomb Guard, and skeletons. A single unit of the Ushafti Great Bows moving in with the quadruple skeleton spearmen, and 3 units of the Nekahara Horsemen, double horse archers, and Tomb Prince with a Set of the Imperishable on horseback. Very interesting. Surgery here with the Wrath of Petra, the Blessed Blade of Petra, the Incantation of Desiccation, the Incantation of Protection, the Unyielding Will, and the Restless Dead. Tomb Prince in with the Guardian and Tomb Strike. Should be interesting. Should be interesting. Brave Shaman on foot. Interesting. Should be a good battle, this one. Should be a good battle. Energize is, of course, you know, up there with one of the best players in the game. Yo! Hey, Matthew. How you doing? How you doing? Hey, Rubber Duck of Quack. How are we doing? Have you finished up with today's stream? It looks like you have finished today's stream. Rubber Duck of Quack. Make sure you check your DMs. Can't see you here. Alright, so let's do this. Well, the boys are coming forward here. Now, what you really want to do, you want to get these Skeleton Horse Archers. They need to be pressuring either the Razor Piggies, or more likely getting on the Centaur throwing axes. That's where you're going to see them get the best value you possibly can get them there. Nekahara Horsemen will be coming forward, throwing axes. You know, they're going to be paying a lot for armor piercing, but they're not going to do too much here up against the Nekahara Horsemen. Coming in the front, going to be shooting into the Ungor Spearmen. There's a lot of chaff here. We also have some of the best of the Gauls. They do have 40 melee attack with 35 charge bonus. They can bring up to 75 melee attack to really punch apart the Tomb Guard. Hey, so Logic, that bread you owe me. Which bread do I owe you? Which bread do I owe you this time? But welcome everyone that's cracking here today. My name's Logic. For those who don't know, housemates with the big man, the big cracker himself. So do feel free to drop a like and a subscribe if you enjoy Total Warhammer content. That is going to be better there than the Better there than the Break God. But anyway, in the front, we are going to be having Ungors now charging down. Tomb Guard will handily win in this combat, but of course he is coming in with Skeleton Warriors. It's going to be a little bit more of the Ungor Spearman favour. Throwing axes in the back, they'll be awaited here by Skeleton Spearmen. Nekahara will be ready here with the Horseman variety. Throwing axes over the top, going into the backside of those. Oh no, they are going in the correct direction actually, but they're just going to be standing there and taking it, I guess. Over here, we can see Razor Piggies moving in with the Bestigors. The best of the Gors are going to rip apart Tomb Guard. They will get in there eventually. Rampaging is going to be the Razor Pigs. The boys are in though. We are seeing the double bulls ramming here into the backside of Setra the Imperishable. The UKS Incantation of Desiccation here with Energize. Also using here the Blessed Blade of Petra, coming down with those negative stats. 0 stats here on the Gorball. And also very low there coming in for Taurox as well. And looks like here the Razor Pigs are going to rampage here into the middle as well. Oh, big chunks going off the Tomb Prince. But we also are taking down the Gorball at the same time. Looks like there's going to be blow for blow here. Brass Body has been popped for that 40% damage resistance and 24 melee attack. Rage Scream in the middle going to be trying to take apart the Nekahara Horseman and the Tomb Guard. But we do lose in the front there with the Ungor Spearheads. Recharges, throwing axes, throwing into the back there. Are we going to get a charge here up against the Skeleton Warriors? Or are we going to charge here into the back of the Tomb Guard? That might be the case here. Might see if we get a rear charge in. No, that's not going to be the case. We are going to move in the middle and maybe start compromising the Uwu. So here we are going to be shooting up against Taurox. We do get the two threats out. The Nekahara Horseman. Looks like we've got a better engagement there coming in from the Toomey boys. The Bone Boys are going to do a little bit better. The Bone Bros is what I'm going to call them. The Bone Bros are going to get better than the cows themselves. But Taurox is coming out, and ooh, bit of a combat roll, bit of a miss, but we should be able to get away there. Looks like Tomb Strike. Oh my god, he's been rolled in the face. We don't actually have terror. We don't actually have immune to psychology here for Taurox. So, yep, he is decimating. He is decimating. Yep, you want nothing to do with that. Charge here, maybe up against the Gorball. Get that nice damage. Yeah, good hit there for the Tomb Prince. Anti-Light Shaman piercing for him. Another combat roll in there for Taurox. So it looks like here the Razor Piggies are going to get held up. I'm very surprised we didn't get any Razor Pigs around the corner and kind of in the pocket, as it were. We certainly need some in the pocket if we can get some. Like having them like 4 or 5 units dotted up against 2 units of the Tomb Guard is certainly going to benefit the Tomb Kings here. Although for that cost there, we can see Taurox is getting absolutely dumped on. We are going to get a summon of the Ushopsi there doing the work, but we just haven't broken the line. 41 melee defense for the Tomb Guard is relatively strong. We can see here the Razor Gore herds. I'd still love to get them around the corner. I'd really love to get them around the corner and shutting down the Ushopsi Grey Bows. I really would. Throwing axes are in. I don't know if we're going to be able to kill Setra. Throwing axes should be able to... They're going to be relatively accurate at this sort of range. They should be able to get some good work in here up against Setra, the multiple names. Here we do actually have the Brave Shaman of Wild. Maybe see a trade. Where are we going to throw a Traitorkin in? I think a Traitorkin needs to kind of come in the back here. Get on some of these skeletons. Brave Scream up against the Tomb Guard. It didn't do too much damage. 50 armor there should hold pretty strong. Looks like the throwing axes do fall here. Energize is going to be taking the lead. I realised I've left Scrutinizer up there. I do apologise. Gorball is now going to be running for his life. Taurox. Taurox the No More, I think. Yeah, it is going to be Taurox the No More. But in the middle, just a unit of the Ungor Spearman is going to be fighting here. Yeah, really good hold there. Coming in from Energize. That's going to be a big fake dubski for him. Yeah, it's a shame really. We had like 4 or 5 pigs kind of just rammed in the front there. Exactly what the Tomb Kings wanted, which is, you know, 5-6 units taken up by 2 units of the Tomb Guard. You know, it's the exact way you want your opponent to play, right? In the back, though, we still have some throwing axes still online. The Gorball still broken, apparently. He has 4 leadership, so I don't think he's going to return. I don't think he's going to return. 9 leadership, maybe. He's got enough to roll a chance to come back. 11 leadership. If he goes off, it's pretty hurtful. Yep, he's going to go off. Looks like he didn't get the dice roll he needed to come back. Going to get a shot there for the pigs in the front. Balance power is starting to come back to normal, though. You've got a charge there with the Bestigors. The big axes are in. Battle axes will rip apart some of the bones here. The Tomb Guard will hold. It's also going to be a Brave Scream in from behind. That's actually going to knock over all of your own Bestigors as well. I think an angle a little bit more like this would have been better. So we could have hit down. We could have hit down the line there rather than actually smashing over our own Bestigors. But otherwise, it's some good work there. The Brave Shaman has done some really nice work. He's going to be surrounded by faster and stronger enemies. But he's up to 44 kills. 900 value. That's actually not too bad. Yeah, oh, the Lord is dead. Yeah, so he is dead. He didn't even run off. He actually died. What is keeping this game going? Is it just the Brave Shaman? Bestigor's in the back, yes? No. It's going to be throwing axes fighting up against the Ushofti. And that's going to be Army losses. Yeah, GG's well played. Hey, Gojera, how we doing? Don't make the Duck Mafia jump you for that bread. Oh, the Duck Mafia can try. The Duck Mafia can try. The Duck Master demands sacrifice. Indeed, indeed. Where is it? Scooby Snacks are elite. Indeed, indeed, indeed. I've seen what Ducky does to the YouTubers that deny him bread. It usually ends in bloodshed. Don't you mean bread shed? Alright, Super Center at 1.4k for him. 730 there for the Tomb Prince. We got 207 there for the Skeleton Warriors, and 360 with 220, 400, 125, and 150 for the Skeleton Spears. 1,000, 800 as well for the Tomb Guard with 1,000. We got 233, 320, and 300 there for the Nekahara Horseman. 750 for the Skeleton Horseman with 700 for the second. 1,360 for the Ushofti with some pretty nice plays. 2,340 there for Torx the Brass Bull. 924 there for the Brave Shaman with 1,018 for the Gore Bull. We got 150, 109 there for the Ungor Spearman with 244 there for the Ungors and 190. The Shield of Variety in at 200. Bestigors 280 and 500. I always find that Bestigors, I really struggle to see them perform. I don't know, I think it's just because of that melee defense. Like 24 melee defense is so low. They really need that charge bonus of 35 to kind of boost their melee attack into the mid to high 70s. And without that, they just suffer. They just suffer so hard. But throwing axes 600, 500, and 440. 330, 220, 450, and 380 there for the Razor Gores. Yeah, good stuff. Well played by Energized there. Really, really well played. I'll go Lizards and Dark Elves. I'll go Wood Elves. So Lizards it will be, I would have thought. Yeah. So Energized is probably one of the top Lizardmen players in the game. So yeah. Alrighty, let's get this changed. So it's going to be 1-0 there for that. It's going to be Quack and Energize. Oh no, hang on. Cool. So the map, need to remember what the map was. Ent's Ladder, 5 matches. No, it keeps changing it. I don't know why it keeps doing this. I was on the match and now I've lost the match. There we go. Mortis Waste and Storm Demon. Breadshed. I love it. I know, right? I know, right? The score is 1-0 to Mr. Energize. 1-0. Alright, so cool. Alright, Energizers ready, good luck, have fun. I will press start and we will hop into it. So this could potentially be the last stream. the last game here for me. We all have to see a juicy 3 hours of pure stream for the ENT ladder. Aha, we're in. Let's do this. So what else is there? Is always another interesting one. But Tomb Kings and Beastmen is always another one as well that's coming up a fair amount. Here with the fruit rule side of things. Got all those pyramids in the back. Out here in the desolate wasteland. Alright, so for the Wood Elves, for the LG. Triple Way Watchers, yeah, pretty standard. We are going to have Wild Riders with shields, the Wardens of Sith Thrall, Wild Riders, Wild Rangers, Dreicher, and Double Way Stalker. Arrows of Kernos, Primal Pendulum, Feebling Foe, Rouse to Wrath, the Triple Fanatical Resolve, Frenzy, and all the other good stuff. And yeah, that seems to be it. That's going to be a pretty small model count. That's actually going to be favouring Butcher, apparently. Okay. So, here we are going to be having Saurus Spears, Saurus Warriors, Saurus Warriors, Saurus Warriors, Saurus Warriors, Saurus Spears. Skinker Jabs. Looks like we are going to have 2 of those. Moving in with Oxy. As well as, I didn't see the caster there, we got a Skink Priest of Heavens. With Harmonic Convergence and Windblast. Yes, sir. One of the Bastiladon solar engines mixing in with the double Chameleon Skinks. And it looks like we are going to have an Ancient Salamander. So Salamander today, the Big Sally, Fire Weakness, Flammable, all those kind of things. Good AP, good damage. And yeah, that looks to be it. This is a very interesting Lizardman build. Be interested to see how this trades effectively up against the Wood Elf Force. Unconventional Lizardman build for what I normally see, and then an unconventional Wood Elf build for what I normally see. So it should be very interesting to see how this all goes down. Triple Wild Riders, triple Way Watchers as well should be a pretty fun one. Yeah, it's about 300. Yep, 423 and 900. Yeah, Way Watchers have like 60 models, 45 models each. Even. Gonna come from the other side actually. So Oxy in the front. Obviously should shoot the Way Stalker, but they're both hidden right now, but they probably will see each other. Okay, he's not hidden anymore. Alright, shooting in the back. 1 hit there. 2 hits there on the Ancient Salamander. Should be able to do the same there with the other one on this side as well. This Way Stalker should be able to shoot in and do some good damage on that. Yeah, that's going to be the case. Yeah, that's going to be the Ancient Salamander down to half health already. And we can see here, the Way Watcher shooting in. The fast ones aren't going to be the Skinker Javelins. Should be doing some nice work there. Chameleon Skink should be able to push out the triple Way Watchers. Lots of damage here, early doors. Ooh, so much damage on the Chameleon Skinks. That's with 40% missile resistance. That is how powerful Way Watchers are. God damn it. So powerful. God damn it. So much damage. Yeah, Way Watchers are just absurd. So I'm going to move forward here with the Lizardmen. Try and see, yeah, try and keep that Ancient Salamander back. And the problem is if we get another Arrows of Kernos, 2 of those can certainly finish off the Ancient Salamander. So the poor Sally in the back is down to half health. Windblast, if we get forward there with that Skin Priest of Heavens, we could be in trouble. Taking down models there of the Saurus. Shots there into the Chameleon Skinks. Shots in the front here from the Way Watchers. And the nice thing about having the Way Stalker in the front is he's going to get shot rather than your very, very expensive Way Watchers. Here we go. Big shot downtown. Where are we going here? Looks like there's going to be a bit of a miss there on the Waystalker. Couple of shots here into the Waystalker in the front. He's also going to be getting sniped by Oxyotl with that Master Predator. Arrows of Kernos here in the back. That's going to be boom, 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 boom. And that's going to bring him down to 400 health. Negative 16 leadership. And that, my friends, is how you deal with an Ancient Salamander. 4 leadership. We are actually going to hit quite nicely down the Waystalker. He's going to be breaking. He'll certainly break in this direction, but he will return. He will return. 2 Arrows of Kernos out as well. And that's going to be more than enough value, I imagine, to pay for himself. 560, so not quite. Maybe it was this one that got 2 off. 600, so still not enough to pay for themselves. But certainly shutting down the Sally there is always pretty good. Wild Riders are going to be pretty close. They're going to be shooting here into the Community Skinks. They're extremely weak here. What we're looking at 350, 340, 180. So not huge here from the triple Way Watchers. Yeah, that's those Community Skinks dealt with, I think. Negative 40 there should be enough to finish those off for sure. We're going to be shooting here with the Pistolon Solar Engine. I think the Solar Engine is wrecking the Way Watchers. Some damage on the Skinks. Shooting in the front here. Yeah, we are cashing a lot of models of the Way Watcher, and that is going to be a good counter there with the Pistolon Solar Engine. Sally here, she is very, very weak. I don't know what we're going to do with her at this moment. We're going to have to try and see if we can hold for her. It looks like we're just going to be wasting the ammunition. Oh, that's a lovely shot there through on the Wild Riders. They're a little bit too close there from the Crowfather. Butcherbird getting a little bit too close for comfort. Arrow shots here into the Chameleon Skinks. Shots downtown on the Way Watchers. They're going to be getting hit rather hard here. What's the target here? Are we going after the Skink Priest? No, we're not. We're actually going to go after the Pistolon Solar Engine. The Shield of Jaqua coming in, 40% missile resistance. That's really smart there from Energized. The Legion of Jaqua going to give that really, really good missile resistance there. That should pop him up to about 55%. 55% indeed. Arrows of Kernos, their physical resistance. So having that shield being popped whilst doing that, probably not the smartest idea. But still, damage is damage. Hit there on a little bit of the heel there. You can see it just hits gently. It doesn't quite catch on the Wild Riders. We can see that the Way Watchers are ready to go. A couple of shots coming in here up against the Chameleon Skinks. Can we now volley up against the Pistolon Solar Engine? So the Solar Engine is now going to be getting hit pretty hard. That's a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage. We are now going to have to push forward here with the Saurus Warriors. A bit of damage going into the Legion of Jaqua as well there in the back. Way Watchers are going to kite. We are going to move around the flank here with the Wild Riders. We can now get in here and sort of chase up. Oh, lovely dodge there from Crowfather. Really nice stuff there on the side. The 2 boys as well. The boys here are going to be shooting in from the side. Just kind of chinking down there at the Saurus Warriors. Just slowly taking model by model out. Trying to see if we can do the damage there. And can certainly turn the tides. It's going to be charged here. Oh, nice shot downtown. We are going to charge and take care of the Chameleon Skinks. That's some nice work there. Legion of Jaqua are ready. This is a lovely defensive position here. Legion of Jaqua definitely offering 2 very strong elements here. Protecting the Pistolon, but also giving it missile resistance as well, which is uber clever. It's something I never would have thought of. That's a really, really smart play there. Sword Spears, they're going to be running on the flanks, just waiting maybe for Wild Riders to come in. In the back there, so we are escaping here with the Wild Riders. A lot of damage coming down on the Wild Riders. Skirmish has certainly been hit quite hard. You can see the 3 Way Watchers are also relatively damaged in the middle. Moving forward, Saurus Spears. Shields are ready. Bronze shields, I think 35% here. It should be minimal. 35% here across the board. That's a lot of missile resistance. That's a lot of missile resistance. Shots in the front as well. Oxyotl, he's going to be at 68 kills. What's he been doing the damage for here? 2,400 damage for him. You know, perfectly well and balanced, as Oxyotl always is. You can see, the Lords and Heroes, I don't mind them being OP, to be fair. I quite like them being very strong. But here in the back, going to be just sniping up against Wild Riders, so that's where you see a lot of value. What do we see here? Enfeebling Foe Pots, we could actually see a counter that's actually going to be Overcast, which I don't believe... Oh, it isn't an effective duration. You could actually counter that with Harmonic Convergence. But there we go. Wild Rangers are going to butcher quite a lot here. Warlords of the Sith Thrall fighting alongside Drycha on the right-hand side, and the Saurus who are uber slow and have to come around the flank and try and see if we can fight on this front. Spears need to kind of screen out. We can see here the Javelins throwing over the top. We're going to get smashed in the front by the Wild Riders, and it's going to be a nice big hit soon to the Saurus Warrior shields as well. That charge bonus 77 is really going to help. I think it's been reduced there just due to poison, I think. Oh no, it's 68 maybe. Maybe it is 68. I thought it was more than that. But never mind. The Warlords of the Sith Thrall for the Armor Sundering are in, fighting alongside Drycha. She just struggled with a bit of AP, so it just really helped her kind of, you know, clear up through there with all that splash damage. And Oxy's down to 3 ammunition. 3 ammunition over 101 kills though for Oxy. He's certainly done the work of the old ones. He was certainly shown the way here. 3k damage value for him. Yeah, pretty standard stuff. Weight Watchers going to be going down here. 3 ammunition, and 5 ammunition left. It's anybody's game here at this point. This has been an excellent game here between these two. Really kind of working out between each other. It's been a real balance of patience, really identifying the top targets to take on with some really smart plays coming from both sides. You can see in the back here, Legion Jaquar still protecting here up against the Bastiladon Solar Engine. Still trying to thump in there the best of the ability that they can here, the Wild Riders. But they've been taken care of. I think that's a bit of a loose one there from the Wood Elf player. But still, you got the damage in you needed. What sort of 2 ammunition left, so not too much. Rampaging Source Warriors for shields. We're just going to move away there with the Wild Riders. Drycha in the middle, I'm going to fire up against the Source Warriors. And we're going to move in here with the Warlords of Sith Thrall. The elite ladies here of the woods. Well, I think they're actually gents, aren't they? They are gents. Yeah, I think they are gents. So the elite gents of the woods are going to be fighting. And they're going to be dumpstering here. Harmonic Convergence has been popped. 62 melee defense. Oh my god. Vile. Oxyotl in as well. He's going to be going and scrapping here up against Drycha. Drycha 73 melee attack. She can do some good stuff. The Female Foe has been popped. This could be burning. No, this can't be burning head. Oh, this is a Penumbral Pendulum. Oh, very nice Penumbral Pendulum through the line of the Saurus. Oxyotl is comfortably losing in combat here to Drycha. 73 melee attack on a 21 melee defense there with Enfeebling Foe. In the back here, the boys are actually pretty strong. We got 55 melee attack, 45 melee defense there from the Weight Watchers. They'll do a number here on the Saurus Warriors. And even then, when fighting in combat, Weight Watchers do have some decent stats, 28 and 28. You can do some nice work there, especially up against Skink Javelins. Malevolent Dryades as well, summoned in the pocket here to do the work of the Wood Elves. I do apologise, what the hell? Come on, Logic. We got this, I promise. Alright, Skinks are in the back fighting here. Sorry, the Skink of Heavens, more likely, is fighting in the back up against the Wild Riders. He is going to struggle with a lack of stats and a lack of AP. So we should really get in the back there and maybe push off the Skink Javelins. Don't really want any of those kind of missiles coming back to bite you. But it's like here, we're going to prioritise the Source Warrior shields. Maybe that's not the worst. Or maybe a rear charge here up against these Source Warriors wouldn't be too bad. Looks like it is going to be a rare win here for the Wood Elves. I quite like that. Don't often see that here in the community. It's normally quite Lizardman favoured here in this matchup. But it's certainly quite a nice one indeed. Enfeebling Foe there on top for the Bastiladon Solar Engine. But we are going to get a fat charge here on Oxyotl. Enfeebling Foe could be wasted here if we don't see a counter charge. But we do have Saurus Spears in behind. Actually, the Legion of Jaquar in behind. Drycha is going to return to the main battle line here. It's actually maybe looking like it's going to be a Lizardman win here. I don't know if we've got enough left. No, Wild Ords are broken and shattered. Maybe it is going to be the win here for the charge here on these spears could be quite nice. We could see a break here. It's going to pull through. They are going to break. I would have thought -9. They do break, so there's going to be no resistance. They are going to get caught up a little bit. This could be a win for the. This could be a nice little charge into the Skinkies as well. Skinkies are going to get punched pretty hard. They'll break pretty quickly as well, I imagine. 21 leadership. They are going to hold. Would you imagine that? But the Wild Riders are just like trucks. They're just absolute trucks. Drycha is fighting here up against the Source Warriors. You should be able to get a charge in here with the Wild Riders. But I think actually maybe it's going to be a win for Lizardmen. We are going to be wavering. We do charge in though. We do get that extra charge bonus. We do rampage the Source Warriors. I don't know if that's going to hold for them. They do have very good leadership. We do return as well with the Waystalker. We can go around clearing elements. This could be really good. Skink Javelin is so nice with 46 speed to maybe clear out some of the Weight Watchers. But they've got no ammunition, so you don't really care. Make sure you just keep the blob nice and tight together. But this is a lovely patient game here coming out of Lizardmen. Very strong game. Very strong game. Moving in the Weight Watcher and Drycha to fight. Unfortunately here the Wild Riders do break. And down to 12 models. No return here, as we have some of these 6 units of the Wild Riders there. They won't reach combat. They'll break before combat. Saurus Warriors as well will return back to the battlefield. We're actually going to get a little bit of a fight here. We do actually break. That's going to be Aminosis. Yeah. GG's well played. Tried very, very hard here. Drodger had quite a bit of health, but really, really nice there from Energize. Really, really patient gameplay. I thought when he started losing with the Ancient Salamander, I thought it was looking pretty dire. I thought it's gonna be pretty tough for him to come back from that because he lost it so early doors. But 1.2, 1,100 for the Waystalker. Drycha 1,280 as well. That's really good work. 800 from the Wildwood Rangers. Only 900 for the Waters of the Sith Rao. Interesting. We've got 570 there for the Waywatchers. 1,000. Yeah, the Waywatchers really came under par. That's very interesting. Because you found them shooting a lot here up against very, very cost-efficient skinkeys. The Chameleons certainly came through and did all the big stuff. So we have 100 kills, 760 there for the Wild Riders, with 244 there for the Wild Riders, and 301. Interesting, interesting. So, 108 kills, 3,400 for Oxyoscil. You know, balanced and fair as always. 12,000 damage dealt, very, very strong. 91 there for the Skink Priest, with 625, 480, 2,100 for the Saurus Warriors, with 220 there for the second unit. Spears, we're going to come in at 180, 522 with 511 for the Legion of Chaqua. A really nice bonus here alongside the Bastillodon. 304 and 730 there for the Skink Cohort Javelins, with 130, 180 there for the Chameleon Skinks, 0 for the Ancient, and of course we saw 1.5 for the Bastillodon. Shutting down Cav and just shutting down all those elements was just really nice, and the terror that comes in at the end is always really, really strong. Yeah, thank you very much, Energize, for playing on stream. He's an absolute legend. Yeah, he is the Dino Goat. I did think it was looking pretty... Enjoy the rest of the event, mate. Or did you want me to cast your next one? I could cast one. Oxy really isn't OP. I don't think he's just... I think it's just dependent, but yeah, no, I think it's one of those things, Dux. I don't think he is traditionally OP. I think what it is, right, is he has the potential to be very, very powerful compared to what you pay for. But of course, if you throw him, he's very squishy. So yes, I think he's well balanced, but I think he has the potential to do really, really, really well. In game 3, 100% looking forward to Kislev, my guy. 100%. Yeah. Team Quack. And Energize is the Dino Goat. And that was a really nice game, actually. It was a really nice game. Yeah, I might save that one for a later date. I actually quite enjoyed that game. I think that was actually a pretty strong game, actually, between those two. I just think we found the Waywatchers kind of getting, shooting at, you know, a little bit less inefficient units. You know, the Mass Saurus Warriors, you know, yeah, you'll get value from them, but, yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. It was a super cool game, though. I really, really enjoyed it. What else first? Lisman. Suppose you won't play Zinch. Alright. Dux, how we getting on, my friend? How we getting on? Dux, I will send you a DM, my friend. Hey, Wolf, how you doing, man? Who are you looking forward to in Game 3 the most? Can't wait for Nurgle. Nice. Yeah, for me, Kislev. Kislev for sure. Looking forward to Kislev. Kislev looks like a dope faction. Looks like a dope faction. Looks like an absolutely dope faction. I need to make sure that we're on the... Alrighty, so Entity. Let's have a little looky here. Energized and Nevermore. Oh, Silver Renown versus Masters. Let's go. Okay, first map, the Cliff of Beasts. Alright, pretty big one, Cliff of Beasts. But yeah, Nurgle looks really fun, Wilf. Yeah, I think a lot of guys, I think for a lot of you, I think that is the most popular choice. I think that is the most popular one at the moment. Hey, Michael Sale, how we doing, man? How we doing? Welcome, welcome. I suppose you won't play as Zinch. After all, it is the most logical faction. I mean, this is true, dog. This is true. But no, my Kislevites are calling me. I want to use some Winged Lancers. The big boys. Winged Lancers are super cool in lore. Winged Lancers are very cool. I believe, in lore, Winged Lancers, they get given a bow and 5 arrows, and they have to go hunt a hawk, I think it is. When you're, I think, a teenager / a young adult, like a young man, you need to go out with only 5 hours, and you have to come back with a hawk, I believe it is, and then the hawk makes up your wings, essentially. Because all Winged Lancers kind of have like these big wings that kind of come up over their head, and that's used to kind of be part of the kind of outfit of the Winged Lancers. But Winged Lancers are not all the same, right? So Winged Lancers are different depending on their location in Kislev. I really like Kislev's hybrid units, but I wanted more skirmish cav, to be honest. Yeah, they're not really based too much on skirmish cav. They're more based on shock cavalry and polar bear cavalry. Is kind of where their main, like, light armored shock cavalry. A little bit more like Wild Riders from the Wood Elves. You know, fast but big shock. You know, glass cannon, but they can punch like so hard. Right, let's get these guys in then. Let's get it going. So Lizardmen Dark Elves, and he went Greenskins. So he kind of gets rid of Dark Elves and then forces Lizardmen Greenskins. Interesting. I'll be interested to see how he does this. Anything with limited skirmish cav is a win in my eyes. Exactly, Ducky. Exactly. Alright, so we're on Cliff of Beasts. Greenskins against the Lizardmen. Should be an interesting one. By the way, guys, if any of you are enjoying the content today, do feel free to smash that like button. Really, really helps here on the channel and kind of helps promote the live stream out to the wider audience. And also, do feel free to subscribe. It really, really, really does help. I'm uber close to that 1,000 mark, and just a little bit of love there will really push me over the top. So that would be super helpful from you guys. Just got a new subscriber an hour ago, so thank you very much for the subscriber there. Thank you very much. I sadly can't read that, but I really appreciate the subscription, dude. Thank you very much. How can I do a massive cav/bear build without skirmish cav to support it? Exactly. More bears. You just need more bears. That's all you need, and you're fine. All right, so we are going to get a Bastillon Solar Engine, mixing in with an Khazukan here, the big, hefty, tanky Garys. Mixing in with 1, 2, 3 units of the Pterodon Riders, and here with the Cold One Spear Riders. In the front, the Skink Priest of Beasts, here with the Transformation of Gadon and the Amber Spear. And at the front, we are going to have Krakgar with Hand of the Gods, the Swiftness of Itzel, Deadly Onslaught, and the Sacred Spawning of Exotl. Front line, we are going to have Saurus Spears, mixing with Shields, and, yeah, more Spears. Cohort Sotek, and, yeah, that's going to be the build. So, for the greenies, coming in with the War, we are going to have Gobbos, mixing in with Orc Biggins, with Black Orcs, Orc Biggins, and the greenies. Mixing in with Spider Riders, 2 units, mixing in with Goblin Wolf Rider Archers, quite a few, and the Arachnarok Queen. The Queen of all Spiders, she's ready to go, she's ready to rumble, she's ready to scrap. We are going to have also a Great Goblin Shaman. Here's for today, the Great Goblin Shaman will have Don't Even Try It, Crown of Command, Arcane Conduit, the Itchy Nuisance, Vindictive Glare, and Sneaky Stabbing. Also, Firewall's moving, 200 ammunition, only 54 missile strength, but the poison certainly helps. Here in the front, 70 melee attack, poison. We'll also hear the summon of the Maternal Instinct coming in with 5 Spider Hatchlings, which can be very good at just summoning and really pushing troops off the edge of the battlefield. Polar Bears! I love it, Ducky. I love the bears. I love the bears. Just check the roster. They do have skirmish cav. They do. Yeah. Yeah, they do have skirmish cav. Just not very much of it. It'd be the same as like Bretonnia. They have like basically you'd be able to be like max 4 skirmish cav, something like that. Just a heads up. It needs updating. Thank you very much. I'll do that ASAP, Rocky. This is going to be LV. Oops. LV never more. There we go, that will do. As both come together, we see the Spider Riders at the Goblin Wolf Riders are shooting at the front. But still shooting over the top and getting quite a bit of damage there in the front. It's all going to come down to, can we kind of compromise that Bastillon Khazukan in the back, or is he going to be shooting all game and kind of getting away with all that free damage? Shooting in the front, they're going to do some nice damage up against the Cohort Khazukan. It's going to be a really nice one there. Refuse to Die has been popped. That's really smart. They're coming in from Nevermore, trying to see if we can protect the big boys. On the side, we can see Pterodons. They're going to come in from the kind of right-hand side here. Maybe try and see if they can get on top and pressure some of these Wolf Riders. So we've got a bit of free chip damage there on the Cohort Khazukan as they come through. And the Gobbos are awaiting their inevitable doom with the Saurus coming close. Gobbos are in. They're going to fight here. And as you can see, they kind of pulled slightly to the left-hand side there from Energize. So we can smash in from the right-hand side here in with the Orc Biggins. I don't know if that was intentional, but if it was, it looks like we're going to get some nice good smash coming from the Orc Biggins. The charge taken there from the Goblins. Black Orc's going to get thumped there by the Bastillon shots here in the back. We do actually have some Cold One Spear Riders to protect for the anti-large and armor piercing. But in the middle here, the Khazukan is going to be getting ready. Sneaky Stabbing here, fighting in the front here with the Black Orcs to really give that extra melee attack. 60 melee attack really help them butcher through the Saurus Warriors. And in comes the double Spiders. Trying to fight here up against the Bastillon Khazukan here. The Goblin Great Shaman certainly has less stats than the Arachnarok Queen. In the sky, we are going to have the Ferromantical summon. He's probably going to maybe do a little bit of pressure here. A little bit of a miss there. I think that was the Hand of the Gods. Kind of missing at close range there up against the Great Shaman. What's this going to be in the middle? It's going to be Itchy Nuisance going down. Negative melee attack. Negative base weapon damage as the Arachnarok Queen is going to be fighting here up against Gorok. Gorok is going to be anti-large and armor piercing, so we can fight back as well. But the Bastillon is going to be missing here in the front. Blackwater's ready to go, and you can see here, Swiftness of Itzel has been popped, but so damage here is going to be Krakgar. That was not the fight there, sadly, he wanted to take. In the middle, while getting popped, they're giving all those bonuses to stats, really helping those bulk biggins fighting the frontier. Greenskins do have some relatively good stats, but when Wards pop, they can be absolutely insane. Nevermore, you can see that the Ferromantic Gore has been kind of butchered here pretty hard. Melee defense is not super weak, but not that impressive from the Ragnarok Queen. Missing over the head. There's been so many shots missed here from the Bastillodon. So many shots missed. Black Hawks chasing up against the Skink Priest of Beasts. They're going to be getting in there with the big axes, doing the work that they can. Spider Hatchlings kind of charging in up against the Coldwind Spear Riders, charging in from behind as well with the Goblins, and getting in and doing that damage. In the middle here, the Archosotic is going to be fighting up against the Goblin Great Shaman. Anti-large shots will be fighting here. What's this is going to be sneaky stabbing popped on the Goblin Great Shaman to fight here in the middle and try and see if we can dump the Bastillodon Archosotic. He's going to be taking damage. Spiders are in. Looks like here we have Blackhawks in behind as well, kind of help thump up against these Saurus Warriors. There's going to be a side charge as well from the Ragnarok Queen. She'll certainly get in and do some work as well. In the sky here, we do see some nice shots coming in up against the Pterodon Riders. The Golden Wolf Riders are just great counter here to the lightly armoured Skink cohorts, and especially really good here up against the Pterodon Riders. Only 15 armour, meaning these Gobos can certainly shoot and do some great work. In the middle of the Archosotic is going to be falling. Balance of power pulling into the Lizardmen favour. Second Manticore Summon is going to pop through. Wire has gone off as well. That's also going to imbue that immune to psychology. In the middle, we can see Crocguy is going to try and get absolute best. Itchy Nuisance popping down in the middle here. But we can see here Sacred Spawning was used to try and see if we can get Crocguy out of there and make sure we don't take too much damage. However, at this point, the double Big Queen is going to be a problem. It is going to be a problem, but we are still shooting the back here. The Bastillodon doing some nice work indeed. It's going to get some great damage here on the Goblin Great Shaman. So it looks like here the Ragnarok Queen is going to be chasing the Bastillodon. Looks like here we are now going to turn. So what's going on in the middle here? So we get a Manticore Summon popping on top of the Goblin Great Shaman. We have pinned in here with some Goblins. Blackhawks as well should be fighting the big feral beast. But what's in the back here? Let's have a little look. So arrows coming over the top. Still going to be shooting here up against the Pterodon Riders. Pterodon Riders, ooh, it's going to be a Hand of the Gods. That hits there as well. So Crown of Command is actually going to give Unbreakable there to energize the Goblin Great Shaman. Have we used... What's this going to be? Oh, this is going to be Vindictive Glare. Vindictive Glare does actually catch the backside of Crocgar. So we have Poison Spider Riders in, mixing in here with Orc Biggins and Gobos. If we can get those in here to attack the big man himself, we can certainly see a win here. There's going to be a break there for the Skink Priest of Beasts. Balance power in the Greenskin favour. In the middle, the Ferromanticore has been caught up here by Cavalry. That's enough to pin him in. He is rampaging. He's going to be orange as well. But getting pretty close to red, I'm sure. So he'll be dropping off the battlefield any time. Spider Hatchlings on the floor, just going to be kind of disrupting and pinning in and being a nuisance here to Crocgar. Crocgar is going to break. That is going to be army losses. GG's and well played to the Greenskins. And Quack energize. Toss a like to the video. Oh, chat of plenty. I love it. I love it. Hey, MGP. I never see any auto-generated army battles. Why is that? Well, today this is the competitive side of things. This is a competitive tournament, MGP. But yeah, we certainly have done some in the community for sure. But 1.4k there for the Goblin Great Shaman. 1,744 for the Arachnarok. With 350, 150, 390 and 600 there for the Goblins. Orc Biggins coming in at 513 and 280. The Blackhawks at 1,940. Spider Riders 360 and 160. Goblin Wolf Rider Archers 580, 480 and 300. So some really nice work there. That is a gorgeous build. That is a gorgeous build. So 1,200 for a Crocgar with 0, 288, 186 there for the Saurus Spears, 230 and 470 there for the Saurus Warriors. 370 for the cohort of Sotek, only 137 for the Cold Spear Riders, but 460, 577, 611, and 300 there for the Pterodon Riders. 488 for the Bastillodon Archosotek, with only 680 for the Bastillodon Solar Engine. I thought we got some more there, but a lot of misses, which was quite surprising. Yeah, so thank you very much to Energize and Nevermore and everybody today that played. Thank you so much for letting me cast your games. It was an absolute pleasure and an honor. Take care, both of you. It was an absolute honor to cast the game here. See ya. Yeah, it was an absolute honor to cast all of you today and represent the league. So for the guys, a couple of things before we leave. Firstly, I believe Human Boy is still streaming. It looks like he is going to be streaming. So let's crack on this one. There we go. So we are going to be having Human Boy. Nope, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Let's copy that. So we got Human Boy here. So if you guys want to raid somebody, we have Human Boy. He's going to be the other caster here. And we're also going to be having Murph Alert. So Murph is also going to be casting there on Twitch. So feel free to go over and check him. And what I'd like to say is just go over and say hello from the Logicians. Go say hello from the Logicians from me. The casting was great. Well done. Thank you very much, Matt. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you very much to all of you. Feel free to obviously like and subscribe here on the channel. It really, really does help a lot. I really appreciate all of you. I'm going to go shoot off and I'm going to have some dinner. I'm going to be streaming a little bit later on tonight. I will either be continuing my campaign or I'll be playing some multiplayer myself. So for the last thing for you guys, just very quickly, if you're not already on part of ENT's ladder, which is what this whole tournament is about, let me grab you an invitation. Here is going to be an invite to the Intisti ladder. Or essentially Intisti's Discord. If you're not on there, there is a link to that so you guys can join there, play some games yourselves as well, maybe catch yourself on Human Boy's or Murph's stream. So thank you very much to everyone that has watched. Appreciate all of you. Take care of yourselves and I'll see you all tomorrow for some more content. So see you there.